You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Angels, Clippers, Ducks, and Kings.
Happy Wednesday afternoon, coming at you from the Big A. It's the rubber match between the Halos and the Phillies. Big one here. Angels looking for a W before they hit the road to Cleveland and to Pittsburgh, as Angels Live is presented by Nissan. Here's what's on tap over the next 30 minutes. We got a lot going on. Continuing the fight. Here's the deal. And Halos looking to win the series. As we have fans filing in here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in Southern California, as welcome me inside the Big A, Kent French, alongside Bobby V and Mark Gubicza. All I have to say is you win the crowd, you win your freedom.
Yes.
That's the biggest
thing. And it's bright out here, too. That, too.
I can't see anything that's going on the screen. I can barely see one Mark Gubicza over there. And Gooby, you know, I'm going to start with you because I'm going to describe yesterday as an emotional roller coaster ride. You had the Trout news, fall behind against the Phillies, you come back, you have the lead going to the ninth. You lose the game in the ninth inning. What would you use to describe that long day for the Angels yesterday?
Guys, extremely tough. First of all, with the news of Mike Trout was tough enough to deal with. Then you went out and battled extremely well. You put yourself in position to win the game. That's all you want every day. If you're Ron Washington, you want to see the team put yourself in position to win, and then you let it go away there in ninth. And obviously, you always look back and go, do I throw that pitch there against Castellanos there, fastball upstairs, when he hits and swings at the first pitch every time. He's about 51% swing rate on the first pitch he sees. So, I mean, there's things you work on and things you try to remember, how you get better. The bottom line is you have to start winning baseball games and get that culture back here for the Angels to start winning, and it continues to win, and then you start making better decisions and play better baseball, and you believe every day you're going to win. You just don't want to be competitive. You want to win baseball games, Bobby.
Yeah, and Bobby V, as we look at the highlights yesterday, I mean, the Angels' second straight well-played baseball game, as Gooby said, really gave themselves a chance to win against a very good Phillies team.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. And it's interesting that that momentum has kind of been established in the last couple of days by Ron Washington. Hey, played a couple good games. Let's keep playing this way. And today they're going to be tested, even though scoring these runs, giving the high fives, getting Mickey back in the lineup, seeing a great ball hit like this against you, you go, oh, why all of the hard work if it's going to go for naught? Because 2 home runs in the ninth inning put them in the back seat rather than the driver's seat. Now they're being tested today, Frenchie. It's a big test. Hey, let's keep playing that style of game. And you have to play that style of game against Zach Wheeler and the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's see what happens.
How about getting an early lead? And
that would be a good thing.
That's the thing. You've made good comebacks against a very good pitching staff, especially on the starting staff for the Phillies. You come back and give yourself a chance to win both games. So get an earlier lead, put up some zeros now for Patrick Sandoval early in the game. And because Zach Wheeler, he's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. He's nasty. His fastball is great. He's got an assortment of secondary pitches. The bottom line, get that early lead and just keep adding on and make those plays defensively.
All right, here's what Ron Washington had to say earlier today about getting a W and getting some momentum before hitting the road.
I mean, I think the past 2 days is the type of baseball that we expect ourselves to play. Then what the results are at the end of 9 innings are the results. But it's how you win and it's how you lose. And if we got to lose ball games playing like that every night, I'm in. And so hopefully that we can get to the point where we can sustain and be consistent in how we play. And if we do that, I'll take whatever happens.
All right, we got some roster moves to report to you. Willie Calhoun has been recalled from AAA. We got Miguel Sano. We talked about if and when he'd be placed on the IL with that sore knee. Well, that has happened today. And Zach Kristofak, who made his MLB debut a couple games ago, he has been DFA'd. Let's talk about some of the guys that need to step over. Should I say Mark Gubicza have been stepping up, one being Luis Rengifo at the plate over the last 3 games. 3 for 4 last night, his 2nd home run, his 9th straight stolen base. He's been getting it done.
I mean, when you look at his numbers in the minor leagues, he was a stolen base threat every time he got on base. You wonder when was that going to correlate into stolen bases now at the major league level. Well, now with stolen bases up across the board, he's more aggressive. But I love what he's doing at the plate. He's always going to be jumping on the first pitch. He's had a lot of success crushing the first pitch, but I'm liking what he's doing now on secondary pitches. He's always been a good fastball hitter, but getting that barrel through that baseball and doing a real good job of knowing the situation, when to try to lift, when to try to get a base hit, when to hit the ball the other way. And Bobby, when you do that as a hitter, you have a chance to sustain what he's been doing over his last 5 games. You see that batting average of 412 with a lot of power. But the reason why, he's using the whole field and getting all the pitches to hit.
Can't agree with you more, Gooby. But Frenchie, if we could just go back to Ron Washington's comment, what he was talking about is establishing an identity for this team. Hey, if we keep playing like that, that's who we will be. And that's developing an identity. He wants these guys to take charge of their identity. And Rengifo, I think, will be a big part of that moving forward.
Rengifo, 5-game hitting streak, 9 straight games that he has been on base as we transition to one of the newest halos, that being Cole Tucker. He was signed as a minor league free agent in April after 10 games in AAA, hit over 300. Gooby, he's got that very much of a Kenny G-esque swing. Sounds like he's sweet notes of Kenny G.
Smooth. He's a smooth operator.
Smooth jazz.
Yes, I mean, with both sides of the plate, he hits the ball well. You know, he's going with the pitch. He's not trying to do too much. His hands have been quick through the baseball. He's getting an opportunity. You love the fact is, you remember this a few months ago, Seattle offered him an opportunity to be a coach. He goes, no, I still got some game in me, and you see what he's going and what he's doing so far. He's showing some good wheels, back-to-back games with a stolen base, picked up a double. Even the last out he made was hit over 100 miles per hour. So he's swinging the bat well. He's confident. He's out working early today. He's doing everything to make himself a better player and be able to contribute and help this team win ball games.
You need this type of versatility, Bobby V, when you have injuries and you need guys to step up, don't you?
Yeah, and he looked good in the infield today. I watched him in practice. I think, you know, being that switch hitter, I'm not sure what he is.
Right.
Last 2 games, he looked like a really good player, and his persona, I think, is another thing this team can use. A guy who doesn't really give a darn, wants to go out there and make a little mark, and as big a mark as he can for as long as he can. I like what I see.
Former 24th overall pick by the Pirates back in 2014 as we transition to the bump. And Mark Gubicza, you know this more than anybody else. When you pitch with emotion, you got to learn how to harness that emotion. Is that what Patrick Sandoval's dealing with right now?
Yeah, I've had many conversations, Frenchies, with him, whether it's, you know, during the season, in spring training. And Bobby knows this probably all too well. I was a fairly emotional guy out on the mound myself, but you learn how to use those emotions in the positive and right direction. You don't want to take somebody who's very, very competitive, take that away from them, but you got to use those competitive juices in the right way. When you look at his stuff is plus stuff. From 4 pitches, from his fastball, his slider, his changeup, and his curveball, occasional sweeper. But his fastball's been hit this year, so it tells me he's not as confident throwing that. But when you're throwing 92, 96 from the left side, you should dominate with that pitch. Be competitive. Use that energy you have on the mound, but use it in a direction where your opponent is afraid of you on the mound.
Yes, tell me about Gooby being afraid of
Well, he's talked to him a lot. I'd like to talk to him a couple times. I'll tell you that. Just to understand that he's talking about emotion. I get emotion. But, you know, fear and excitement are very much the same emotion. And what you have to do when that fear of failure sets in because something bad happens behind you, you have to turn that emotion of fear into excitement and embrace the moment. I don't think Patrick embraces the moment enough when things get tough, and I hope he can learn to do it.
Gooby, you got the white shoes on again today.
A different variety of them, though.
Different variety. Oh, I love it. Here we go. We're getting a shot of those shoes.
No,
Why not?
I'm going to blow a hamstring.
All right,
They're big.
get out of here. You gotta get ready for a game.
Yeah, I got to clean my shoes again.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Gooby. As Gooby says, so long. We got a lot more to talk about because here's the deal. Yeah, there was a big deal that took place back in 2022. O'Hoppe and Marsh. We hear from both of them on the...
Christopher Russo is the mad dog.
Things are shaping up as far as 2024 is concerned.
And the only thing he loves more than baseball is talking about it.
It's a fun time of the year.
Watch High Heat on MLB Network.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players.
You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar. Out of here! Henderson season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Shakey's, the People's Pizza Parlor.
Nothing.
Angels Live is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Halos. What a beautiful Wednesday afternoon it is. Halos rubber match with the Phillies, trying to get the series win before they have a day off tomorrow, then hit the road to Cleveland and to Pittsburgh. As we welcome you back inside the Big A, Ken French, Bobby B with you heading into this series. Bobby, we talked about the big matchup we were looking forward to seeing. That's Mike Trout taking on Bryce Harper, both coming into the league, both rookies of the year back in 2012 for the respective leagues, both kind of mirroring each other in their careers. But there is another connection here. Another one, Brandon Marsh, Logan O'Hoppe, traded back on August 2nd, 2022 for each other and for the organizations. As far as they're concerned, this has been a good trade for each.
No doubt that this is exactly what both teams needed. An abundance of outfielders on one side who are young and ready to blossom, and a lack of catching. And on the other side, a need for left-handed hitting outfielder who is young, talented, and who could hit in a big lineup. So Marsh goes to Philly and fits the bill. And Logan O'Hoppe comes here and fits in perfectly.
All right, for more on the trade, we go to Erica Wesson, who's standing by. Erica, we just talked about how this has really benefited the organizations, but it seems like it's really benefited the players as well.
It has, Frenchie, and it's rare in sports when you can talk about trades that have really paid off for both sides. Another one in baseball that you could point to from a couple years ago was when the Marlins and the Twins made that trade for Luis Arraez and Pablo Lopez. Both teams got what they needed, and it's worked out well for both sides. But as Bobby was just talking about, Phillies needed some center field depth. They wanted somebody that could be out there every day, and we know Brandon Marsh now is playing mostly in left field, and the Angels saw this trade as a move to get their catcher of the future. So it really worked out well for both of these guys. And I got to imagine that now that they've officially been able to meet one another, you go back to Philly last August when the two were actually finally able to talk to one another because they were who was traded for the other. They just want what's best for each guy because now they're both in positions where they're finding themselves able to thrive. So what do they think about the trade and how it worked out for both teams? Here's what they have to say.
Yeah, I didn't meet him before we got traded, and then when we went to Philly last year, I finally got to meet him, and he's as awesome as advertised, you know, and he's a guy to root for, and I mean, I'm happy I can know him now because he's definitely a good dude in the game, and yeah, pulling for him except for last night, tonight, and tomorrow, of course, but no, I wish him the best.
Well, I know the dude's a stud, and he's great behind the dish, and he has a tremendous bat, so he's got the total package as a catcher, you know, and you know, you always want to kind of pull for the guy you got traded for a little bit, so it makes me look good when he does good, you know. So, but all jokes aside, he's a great guy, great ball player, and I've gotten to know him a little bit ever since the trade, and I've heard nothing but good things from our guys about him. So, yeah, you know, I wish him the best always.
So not only a couple of really talented ball players, some really good guys as well. So those two in the Angels and Phillies will be forever linked as far as that trade is concerned, as will Brandon Marsh and Joe Adell, who, as we know, had that really strong friendship. Joe told me this morning he loved sending that ball in the first game of the series right over his old bestie's head in left field the first night for that home run. They're expected to swap jerseys at some point today, with Marsh not playing today, but who knows, maybe you'll see on the field after the game those two guys swapping some jerseys behind home plate, Frenchie.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. Good stuff, and certainly glad it worked out for both players in both organizations. As we talk more about Brandon Marsh, he's a guy who's 6'3", over 200 pounds. He is an athlete. Bobby V, I interviewed him when he first came up with the Halos and made his debut. He's a giant man, great athlete, great player, and he's been a great asset for this Phillies team.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and if you saw both Brandon Marsh and Logan O'Hoppe on the beach down there walking in the sand with just their little bathing suit, you'll go, those dudes are athletes. Because you're right, Frenchie. They look great. They move really well. Brandon has all those attributes, and obviously his genes are good. His sister's a fabulous athlete. His mother travels around with him. So, yeah, that's a good thing to see, and he's really having fun in Philly, hitting in this lineup. And in case you missed it, folks, first time he was on base, I think the 5th pitch. Afterwards, yes, Logan O'Hoppe tried to pick him off first base. They're playing the same thing that you're all playing when you're watching the competition. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, when he was here, he was known as Captain Caveman, and right now Logan O'Hoppe is certainly becoming one of the captains of this Halos team. He is not a second-round pick, but had a 23rd former pick. 23rd round he was back in 2018. He's playing like a first-round pick, 270, 2 homers, 10 RBI. And why Marshy's playing mostly against right-handers, O'Hoppe's playing pretty much every single day.
Yeah, O'Hoppe's playing every day, but the key is what this kid is being asked to do. He's being asked to lead a pitching staff. He's being asked to be an offensive force. He's being asked to take a leadership role amongst his peers. And he's doing this while he's trying to establish himself as an everyday major league player. Wow, what a load he's carrying. And for whatever it's worth, Frenchie, I think he's doing one hell of a job at all that he's doing.
Logan O'Hoppe, when he got injured last year, he stayed around this team and the pitching staff, getting to know the guys. As you mentioned, he's certainly become a leader of this team and is really showing this year. And oh, by the way, those leadership qualities going to have to even come in to tact more because of one Mike Trout being out for the foreseeable future. On the other side, we're going to talk about the ace of the Phillies, Zach Wheeler, hopes to keep Wheeler from...
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him.
He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night, you know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Up as far as 2024 is concerned.
And the only thing he loves more than baseball is talking about it.
It's a fun time of the year.
Watch High Heat on MLB Network.
Classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Angels Live is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Angels, Phillies, rubber match. And the Halos looking to get themselves their second win against the Phils. Win the series before they head on the road to take on Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Zach Wheeler, though, it's going to be a tough one. The ace of the Phillies is on the hill. He's won each of his last 2 starts. He needs 8 more Ks, Bobby V, to lead the MLB in swing and misses. And oh, by the way, the last 51 batters he's faced that have had 2 strikes have not got a hit. You got to get ahead on this guy.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. You want to hit him early, but if you make outs early, that means he stays around late. So you really have to have a good at-bat the best you can. And just for the FYI, folks, if you're looking out there, this guy who's the ace of this staff that is a championship caliber team was an also thought for the first 5 years of his career in New York, where other guys were mentioned over him every time pitching was talked about. He found a new location, and since he's been in Philadelphia, he's been as good a pitcher as there has been in baseball. And there's our lineup. You see the first time ever, Kevin Pillar in the lineup, playing left as Taylor Ward goes into the DH spot. Guys are going to be sharpening their teeth, as Frank Howard used to say, on the best in the business. Let's see how these young guys fare.
Matt Thaiss getting the start 2 on a day game, giving O'Hoppe the afternoon off. What does Ron Washington think about facing Zach Wheeler? Here's what he had to say earlier.
Not going to be an easy chore today with Wheeler out there on the mound. I've seen him many, many years and many, many times. He's a good pitcher, but I do believe we're a good team. So we'll see what happens when we get out there and the challenge starts.
That was the...
All right, let's talk about Joe Adell. He's been one of the guys that's been getting a lot of playing time. Aaron Hicks was DFA. You see Adell's name penciled in the lineup every single day. What's impressed you the most about his approach at the plate, Bobby V?
Yeah, his approach is really impressed me. And the fact that he could take a fastball down the middle, timing the pitcher before he swings. He could go 2-0, take the count to 3-2, and then hit a bullet. Last night, he had 3 balls over 100 miles an hour. I don't know if anybody in baseball has had 300 miles an hour worth of line drives in one game, and he only got 1 hit to show for it. Joe's really having good at-bats, maturing, as you like to say. What does that mean? You're recognizing more pitches earlier. That's how you mature as a hitter. It's not about hitting the ball the other way or choking up with 2 strikes. It's about recognizing pitches quicker. And the more you see them, the more you recognize them, and the more you mature.
Hitting .387 with 3 homers on a current 9-game on-base streak. As you mentioned, Bobby V, Kevin Pillar signed yesterday to a 1-year deal, is released by the White Sox. He will suit up for his 9th organization. It's all about defense when you talk about Pillar.
Oh boy, he can make plays. He gets wonderful angles. I'll bet you he majored in math when he was in college, because he always knows where the ball's going to come down, and he happens to be in the same place. And you'll like the way he flashes the leather. I hope he has a little left in his bat, especially his debut here as an Angel against 100-mile-an-hour right-handed throwing Zach Wheeler.
All right, looking forward to it as Pillar makes his debut in a Halo uniform. We're taking one more time out here during a show we'd like to call Angels Live on Bally Sports. On the other side, we're going to find out the...
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Kia, movement that inspires.
When the Angels win the game, you win free McDonald's fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase only on the app at participating McDonald's. The sweet taste of victory with McDonald's fries. Patrick Sandoval is looking for the sweet taste of victory here this afternoon in the matinee, hoping to get the Halos a victory and a series win. He's got to be very good, taking on a Phillies lineup that has been dangerous. They've won 12 of the last 15 games, Bobby V, and they've out-homered their opponent 24-12 in that stretch.
Yeah, it's a potent lineup. They play by the home run ball. They'll steal a base here and there, and they'll work the count. Patrick has to be efficient and has to look at the calendar. April's over. It's May. Let's start a new month. And he's the man to start it.
Alec Boehm, 14-game hitting streak currently intact. Trey Turner hitting .408 in his last 16 games. It's going to be tough, but the Angels can do it. On the other side, it's Wayne and Gooby with the call. Angels baseball coming at you next.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses. And only online. But people liked them. A lot. So we offered more things. Like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
Want to elevate game night? Turn on MLB Big Inning, a revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every game, live and commercial-free.
There it is! A 40-70 season!
Find MLB Big Inning on the MLB.tv home screen. Then watch baseball's mega stars in the moments that matter most. It's a whole new ball game when the action comes to you.
Game over!
MLB Big Inning, live every game night on MLB.tv.
It is here, ladies and gentlemen. The boys of summer are back.
Baseball is just seconds away.
And a high fly ball to deep right field.
You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Angels, Clippers, Ducks, and Kings.
It's a beautiful day for baseball. Series between the Los Angeles Angels and the Philadelphia Phillies. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Rantazzo. Gooby, for the Angels to win this series, well, they'll have to beat a very good pitcher in Zach Wheeler.
Yeah, they were, but they've played some good baseball. They've come back in both games, had an opportunity to win the first two games of the series, but Zach Wheeler presents another problem. Great fastball, great secondary pitches, but if you play good defense, you have a shot to win in this game today.
Well, Patrick Sandoval will get the start, gets a lot of ground balls, and Zach Neto will be there behind him to pick up some of those ground balls and pick up the offense as well.
Wayne, he's been really good defensively. He's one of the best shortstops in all of baseball, in my opinion. He's already a leader. Even though he's a young player, he's outstanding as far as his instincts. 5 defensive runs saved so far this season at the shortstop position. That's the second most in all of Major League Baseball. You know how strong that arm is, how quick that release is, and how he's always in the proper position to make plays, and he's fearless out there defensively. So that's what you want to see as a pitcher on the mound. That's why you throw strikes and aggressive on the mound, but taking that into an aggression, swinging the bat, that's what you're seeing now, especially the last few games for Zach Neto, where the exit velocity has jumped up dramatically in this series against the Philadelphia Phillies. 107.3 for a single, 96.2, but that home run last night was 106.3 off the bat. When you put it in perspective what he was before this series as far as exit velocity, what you're seeing right now, that tells you, Wayne, his timing is together. He's getting that foot down, he's getting through the baseball, and he's making more consistent contact with all pitches, whether fastballs or secondary pitches.
Well, he's certainly been smashing it. Smashed an opposite field home run yesterday. We'll see what Zach Neto has in store today as the Angels try to take 2 out of 3 against a very good Phillies team. Well, it's a big day for NSYNC and meme fans. It's going to be May, and it is May 1st here at the Big A as the Angels play the Phillies.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Gentlemen, the boys of summer are back.
Baseball is just seconds away.
And a high fly ball to deep right field.
Now the Angels rallied on Monday night for a comeback win. Cole Tucker in his first game with the team in the middle of it. They scored 2 runs on a wild pitch on their way to a 6-5 win to start up this series on Monday night. Ron Washington pleased with how it ended as Carlos Estevez picked up the save. Yesterday, another comeback attempt as the Angels rallied to take a lead. Luis Rengifo had a big 3-run homer, but the Phillies didn't last in the 9th inning off Estevez. 2 home runs, Castellanos and Rojas, giving the Phillies a 7-5 win last night. So today is the rubber game as each team has won 1, and the Angels getting ready to take the field on just a marvelous afternoon here in Southern California.
Wayne, I love day games. It's so much fun. The weather's perfect. The fans get an opportunity to watch day game baseball, the sun shining, and hopefully a real good effort by Patrick Sandoval on the mound today and some solid enough offense against one of the best pitchers in the game, and Zach Wheeler can pull this one out.
Now it's going to take one from Sandoval because you know what you're going to get more times than not from Wheeler. He has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, and it's up to Sandoval to match Wheeler today. Certainly capable is this left-hander that's leading the Angels onto the field this afternoon.
I always love that when you faced an ace of another team, you go to that next level. It's a lot of fun. It's like you're fighting a heavyweight champ of the world. You want to do better than he is.
Who was that guy for you that was on the other side that really pumped you up?
Roger Clemens, and I faced him probably too much. I might have a better 1-loss record, but I still was pumped up every time. And my go-tos for Patrick Sandoval to have that type of game where you're going to have to be on your game to beat the Phillies and Zach Wheeler is better tilt on his slider. His slider and whip percentage is down this year from last year, so get better tilt on his slider and trust and command his fastball. His fastball's been hit a little bit this year. Reason why he just doesn't trust it right now, but he's got to command the strike zone and just on the edges with that throughout the game against this tough lineup.
Here is the lineup for the Fightin' Phils. Kyle Schwarber in left field for the first time this year as Trey Turner is the DH. Harper back at first. Bohm red hot. Castellanos had the big hit yesterday. And those bottom 3 guys in the order: Merrifield, Sosa, Pache. We have not seen any of them so far in this series, but Schwarber in left field and hit it to left.
Yes, by all game long. And out, Easton and Easton defense for the Halos today. Kevin Pillar out in left field making the start as an Angel. Moniak and Dell in the outfield, but going back to Kevin Pillar, 992, 996 fielding percentage out in left field, 5 assists. He's one of the best. He is fearless out there in the field. 16 defensive run saves in left field, 55 total as an outfielder for Kevin Pillar.
Really a human highlight reel in the outfield during his days, especially with the Toronto Blue Jays. So it'll be fun to watch Kevin Pillar play an outfield position today.
Yeah, Adrianza over at third base. Originally was supposed to be Rengifo. Drury was supposed to be at second. Rengifo is back over at second base here today.
Drury has a migraine, so he was scratched from the lineup and really created a lot of havoc in my scorebook. I need new whiteout. That's where I'm at. Well, here's Schwarber, who had a 3-run homer to lead off the game yesterday, or rather a 3-run homer in the middle of the game yesterday. It was in the top of the 2nd off of Tyler Anderson. It's a big blow. The Angels did rally back from it, but Philly ultimately would win the game. The team that's hit the most home runs in the National League so far. The Phillies have hit 40. Schwarber's hit 8, and he takes ball 1 from Sandoval.
Patrick Sandoval all the way over on the third base side of the pitching rubber. Part of the reason why he wanted to do this is to be able to get inside on right-handed batters more easily and get to the outside part of the plate against lefties. So far so good as far as be able to get behind the baseball. I threw a sweeper there. It hasn't thrown as many sweepers this season as compared to last year. I still think that slider for him today. You see where he's at on the pitching rubber.
Schwarber got a piece just at the top of it to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Schwarber.
There is definitely a strikeout in his game. There's a lot of power in his game.
Well, he has led the National League in strikeouts each of the last 2 years, reaching 200 in 2022, 215 last year, and his 46 strikeouts so far this season are on top as well. Waves and misses for strike 3 as Patrick Sandoval sets down the first man he faces today.
That's a sweeper there from Sandy. On top of that, better spin, going down and away. That's a perfect spot. Throwing some strikes and then expanding the strike zone. That's how you're effective on the mound.
So Sandoval retires the first man. Now Trey Turner, the designated hitter today. First pitch in there, a strike from Sandoval, who hasn't faced the Phillies a lot in his career, just once. Allowed 2 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. One ball, one strike on Turner, who is the DH in this one, not playing shortstop today after committing an important error in the game yesterday that helped the Angels put together a 4-run 6th inning rally.
You look at the way he plays, though, it doesn't bother him. Even though he made that mistake, he ended up getting a couple hits, a couple stolen bases. He's one of those guys you don't want to play poker with, because you wouldn't know if he had a pocket aces or a 2 and a 4 in his hand.
Yeah, he's at 346 to start this year. Sandoval thought he had the bottom of the zone there. Home plate umpire Chad Whitson called it ball 2.
That's all over the lower part of the strike zone. Nice slider, too. 90-mile-an-hour slider. Separate that and a sweeper.
Turner cracked his bat as he bounces one foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trey Turner, who's truly been one of the most dynamic players in the game over the last several years. And still, I think, underrated in some nature as for a guy who's making as much money as he is and has the profile he does with Philadelphia. I think people still underestimate how good of a baseball player Trey Turner is.
Yeah, he creates so many opportunities to score runs. He does have power, but his speed and his base running skills are off the charts.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Turner. Swing and a miss. Patrick Sandoval has struck out the first 2.
One on a sweeper, that one on a slider. I mentioned that whiff percentage on this slider is down this season. It's about 24.3. Last year was 28.3. It's a nasty slider.
Here's Bryce Harper with 2 out, nobody on. Sandoval with 2 strikeouts out of the gate against the first 2 Phillies hitters, and now Harper takes ball 1. Harper yesterday 0 for 3, although he walked a couple of times. He's walked 4 times already in this series. He has just 1 hit. He's been reaching base safely quite a lot lately. Laid off there. Harper's on base percentage .345 for the year. These Phillies will draw their walks. Schwarber has 21. Harper has 18. Bohm has 15. It's a tough team to retire up and down the lineup most days.
So far, pretty good velocity on his fastball. 95 and 96. Pretty consistent for Sandoval. And a nasty slider to 89 for right on the outside corner.
Pretty warm today. Sandoval feeling loose in the early going. This is with ball 3 to Bryce. Lefties have not had a hit yet against Sandoval this year. Really hasn't faced many lefties. Only 6 at bats for a left-hander entering today against Sandoval. Schwarber struck out to make it 7. So lefties are combined 0 for 7. That's it. Ball 4, so Harper draws a walk on the first base runner for Philadelphia.
Take a look at the pitch arsenal for Patrick Sandoval. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. What he will throw: changeup at 27%, four-seamer, although he hasn't been throwing as much lately, at 25%, slider 23%, sinker 13%, curveball and sweeper. You see those numbers versus four-seam and sinker. He's doing a lot more sinkers of late.
There's a changeup to get ahead of Alec Bohm. He's pretty much ditched the four-seam fastball is what it seems like.
Yep. And he still has good life on it, because when you throw the sinker more, you have some movement. If you keep it down, you can get ground ball action. That allows you to stay in the game longer, in my opinion, to get ground balls.
So far, nothing has been put in play. Sandoval struck out the first two and then walked Harper, which kind of runs the pitch count a little bit, as he's thrown 18 pitches already here in the first inning. Now the fastball has been getting knocked around for Sandoval. That's why he's not really throwing it much at the moment.
And, you know, we talked about that on the pregame show. I still don't think you abandon using the fastball. You just have to throw it in on the edges and show it in the strike zone. Otherwise, they're not going after it. They bring you in the middle plate, and that's when it's been hit, because it's a good fastball. He's got life on it, and get to 96. But you have to have conviction behind that, because that'll set up your other pitches that much more effectively.
It's been topsy-turvy for Sandoval so far this year. ERA above 6 entering this one. And there's strike 3 called on the outer edge to Bohm. Sandoval strikes out 3 in a scoreless top of the first.
This is The History of Glasses by Warby Parker. A theory of optics emerges in Egypt. Then for a while, not much happens. With glasses, at least. A millennium later, the first pair is made near the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It had just started leaning. Glasses exist now. People can see, but they're more expensive than they need to be. So we start Warby Parker. We cut out the middleman to design higher quality eyewear for an actually fair price. Shop it at home, in stores, even virtually. It's the 21st century, not medieval Italy. That's the history of glasses and the future. Come see at warbyparker.com.
There's an easier way. From repairs and cleaning to remodeling and more, Thumbtack makes it easy to care for your home. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
I was paying for my ex's wine club membership for months before I caught it. After we broke up, I forgot all about it, but my credit card did not. That's why I downloaded Rocket Money, an app that shows you all your subscriptions in one place, and any you don't want, you cancel right in the app. Raise a glass to smarter spending and download Rocket Money today.
Angels lineup brought to you by Irvine Auto Center. As Shonowell hits leadoff today. Joe Adell swinging the bat very well on this homestand in the 2 spot. Luis Rengifo is really heated up as well. Seabats clean up, and Kevin Pillar makes his Angels debut today. Zach Wheeler is on the hill for Philadelphia.
He's got nasty stuff, so it's going to be important that you be aggressive against him. You don't want to fall behind an account too often against him. He's got a whip 0.88. So not a lot of base runners. He's around the strike zone, and he strikes out a lot of batters.
Wheeler has really matured into one of the best pitchers in all of baseball as he misses with ball 1 to Nolan Shonowell. And now behind him, 2 balls and no strikes. Wheeler led the National League in strikeouts in 2021. He was the Cy Young runner-up that year, striking out 247. Well, strangely, as good as he's been as a Philly, he's only been to that 1 All-Star game in 2021. There's a strike to Shonowell, and it's 2-1.
Well, you're sitting on a fastball 2-0 count, and he paints on the outside corner at the knees.
There's a cutter to get a swing and a miss, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wheeler's been on a roll to start the year. 46 strikeouts in 37 innings. He is 7 behind the Dodgers' Tyler Glasnow for the major league lead. And, you know, Glasnow's got 1 start ahead of everybody else, having pitched in Korea before the season began for the other teams. Full count on Shonowell, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He's on the complete opposite side of the pitching rubber. He's on the first base side of the pitching rubber.
Weak swing and a ground ball to short, and Mundo Sosa getting the start there, retires Sandoval.
My go-tos to have success against Wheeler today, and it's going to be a tough one, is you got to be aggressive on the first pitch fastball. Some pretty good numbers on the first pitch. You just got to be able to go out there and attack. 500 batting average on the first pitch and bring those secondary pitches, especially a better tilt, get that secondary pitches in the strike zone. He's got 23 punch outs on his secondary pitches.
Joe Adell leads the batter here with 1 out. As he looks at his strike. Talked to Ron Washington about Wheeler, who's seen Wheeler a lot, having been in the National League East, where Wheeler has pitched exclusively in his career with the Mets and the Phillies. Adell gets tied up there, and he basically said the same thing. You got to pound the fastball early in the count. You can't chase the off-speed stuff. And he said, you know, as good as Wheeler is, and he's great, he'll still lose. You could still beat him. He's not perfect. That's the message the Angels want to take into this one, is that they can go after Wheeler if they have a good game plan today.
Yeah, I mean, 7 for 19 on the first pitch put in play, so you got to be aggressive. That's hits he's given up on the first pitch fastballs.
Bell with a swing there to foul one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wheeler was a Cy Young candidate last year and also won the Gold Glove in the National League. I don't know how you could be a better fielding pitcher than Taijuan Walker. He is excellent. He was a Gold Glove candidate as well, but it was his teammate Wheeler that beat out Walker. Up and into Adell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wheeler was outstanding in the postseason, especially last year. And you see the other Phillies who have won Gold Gloves. Jim Cott won one wherever he was.
Yeah, he had about, what, 16, 17 of them?
Swing and a miss by Adell. That slider just off the plate to strike him out.
And the defense behind Wheeler today. Merrifield playing second base. He's always been a pretty solid defender. 6 defensive runs saved in his career at second base. You see him in the outfield quite a bit too. Harper over next to Sosa playing shortstop today. Baum over at third base. Schwarber out in left field, so keep that eye on that baseball hit to left field today.
Well, we certainly will. Here is the designated hitter today, Taylor Ward.
Pache can cover some ground out. He'll help him out in center field, though.
He certainly will. Pache can go get it. Well, he's going to have it with Castellanos in right field and Schwarber in left field. That's a long day for the center fielder. Wheeler just missing the edge there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wheeler has been a big game pitcher for the Phillies. A 2.42 ERA in his career in the postseason. Last year in the National League Championship Series, he won twice out of the Phillies' 3 wins. He had 17 strikeouts, only 2 walks in 14 2/3 innings. He was outstanding last October and pretty good the October before that as well. Had some trouble in the World Series against Houston. Other than that, he's been great in the playoffs.
Yeah, he pitches inside effectively too against right-handed batters. That sets up his breaking ball and cutter away. He's already thrown a couple pitches well off the inside part of the plate.
Ball 3 to Taylor Ward. Wheeler was originally drafted by the Giants. He was a first-round pick in 2009. They traded him to the Mets for Carlos Beltran. Ward chases a pitch that goes to the backstop, and Real Muto on the carom didn't field it cleanly, so Taylor Ward reaches first on a wild pitch.
That pitch, that's how sharp his sweeper is. That was way off the plate. That was never in the strike zone to begin with. Muto had a shot at it too, but he just wasn't able to get the handle. He was kind of surprised how quickly that baseball shot back to him.
He needs to do some of the Washington drills, it looked like to me. Get him the pancake glove. He'll straighten him right out.
Well, the pitchers had to do a drill in spring training where they had to work on that. You knock the ball down to be able to pick it up correctly to make a throw, because so many times pitchers, when they knock a ball down, they just airmail it. Instead, he had a drill working on that exact same thing that, you know, he had an opportunity to do there, and that carried him back at him.
Rengifo fouls one off, and he's behind 0-2. Big hit for Rengifo yesterday, a 3-run homer, and the numbers look really good on May 1st. 313 average, 818 OPS. Rengifo has reached base safely in 9 straight games, hitting .423 in those games. Slap to left, another hit for Rengifo.
It's a great piece of hitting there. That's a fastball up, then try to pull it, punch it to left field. Took advantage of that break there by having a strikeout and get the first base on the wild pitch. It's a real good swing from Rengifo. That's how confident he is right now. That's above the belt. And the other way he went with it. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Hitters only hit 184 versus Wheeler's fastball this season with 23 strikeouts.
Here's Matt Thaiss, who gets the start behind the plate today. Looks at a strike. Thaiss is only playing in his 9th game out of the Angels' now 31. I have to give Thaiss a lot of credit, though, for maintaining some offense despite the very part-time play that he's gotten.
He's hit the ball really well himself to left center field, especially behind in the count. Could pull the ball early.
Couldn't hold his swing there on a pitch that was up out of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes.
You can tell that's the scouting report on Thaiss to try to elevate fastballs against them. You just got to try to bring it in the zone enough where he could punch it like Rengifo did the other way.
Wheeler had only allowed 1 hit in his last start against the Reds and 1 hit in the start before that against the White Sox. So the Angels already have 1 here in the first inning against Wheeler.
Yeah.
Balls, 2 strikes.
Tried another high fastball against him.
2 hits allowed over 2 starts. Something that has happened a whole lot.
That's zero fun.
Yeah.
How you get your steps in, not backing up bases.
Well, Wheeler looks pretty lean. He must be doing some other sorts of exercises to make up for it. He strikes out Thaiss. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Wheeler.
With Home Chef, home cooking is so simple. You go from step.
There's an easier way. From painting and cleaning to repairs and more. Taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
To the Big A. In the absence of Mike Trout, the Angels announced yesterday they signed Kevin Pillar, and what they're getting, yes, is a great defensive ball player, but more importantly, and Ron Washington is quite familiar with him after their time together in Atlanta, is they're getting a professional, and they need that with such a young group of guys on this roster. And Wash talked about him before the game. His makeup, he called it the greatest makeup in the world as far as his ability and leadership as a ball player. He, Adrianza, he said they know a little bit about ball. They know how to act. They're not afraid to tell people how to act. So they're the pros, and that's the highest compliment that I can give. He said he's looking for his young guys to turn into guys like that, but when you bring in personnel with guys like Pillar, guys like Adrianza, who know to go about their business, that's Kevin Pillar. You can't expect a young kid surviving and fighting for his career to be at that point. So guys, he said, I want my young guys to turn into pros like guys like Kevin Pillar are.
I mean, Kevin Pillar's had a battle, really, Eric, his whole life. I mean, even trying to get him to play for Division I school at a high school. He was an outstanding high school player. He was a great athlete, good football player, really good basketball player, too. He ended up going to Cal State Dominguez Hills, and he made a run at Robin Ventura's all-time hit streak. Was like 54, 55 games. Always a great athlete, has played the game extremely hard.
Off the end of the bat, Real Muto flips one into center field. And the Phillies have their leadoff man on here in the second.
Let's take a look at our Frontier play sense. The difference between the sweeper and slider, and where he's holding the baseball in the grip between the two pitches today for Sandoval in the first inning. Around the baseball a little bit more, sweeper, more action, more break to it. The slider is going to be a sharper, harder pitch. He's able to get punch outs on both against Schwarber and Turner on slider, sweeper. Sweeper against Schwarber, slider against Turner. A little bit better, different spin rate on the two pitches also.
Strike on the outside corner to Castellanos, who had a big home run yesterday, just his second of the year. He has not hit much to begin the season, a slump that started in last year's NLCS. He got one up and away right where he likes it, and he drove one out against Estevez yesterday.
That's one thing for Carlos Estevez. You know, he wanted to, take that pitch back. Obviously, the damage done on it, but just even the selection of that pitch against him, especially for a guy that swings so often on the first pitch, and he wants to be a hero. You want to use that against him and throw breaking balls out of the zone and see if he'll chase.
Two balls, one strike now on Castellanos. Sandoval falls behind after giving up a leadoff base hit. It's a tough way for the Angels to lose it yesterday. The Phillies scoring 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning. This ball hit down the left field side, pretty deep in the corner, but foul.
That was
off
so
the wall.
Close. Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. We kind of talked about it during the game yesterday. As you see Castellanos' shot just foul. But the Angels were playing a clean game yesterday. And a lot of their losses here are 11 and 19 to begin the season. But a lot of them have involved mistakes and errors and things that they were hoping to clean up. We saw a pretty clean game Monday result in a win. We saw a clean game yesterday result in a loss. But Wash made the point today, they'll take losses like that anytime. They'll lose like that any day, as long as they are playing in a clean way and making sure that mentally they're not beating themselves.
Because he said it, I'm sure he said the same thing to you, Wayne. He's got to bring that winning culture to this team. So the more consistent play, I mean, running the bases well, making the right pitch selections on the mound, fielding your position in the field, situational hitting, it's going to create a winning atmosphere, but it's taking some time.
There's strike 3 called to Castellanos as he freezes on a changeup, and all 4 outs here in the early going have been strikeouts for Sandoval.
Good changeup here, good arm action on it. He's got a great changeup. You can go back to his stuff, but you have to, it has to add up to W's in late inning performances for Sandoval here, starting today.
Well, it is an unsightly career record that Sandoval has put together. As a strike lands in the top of the zone, he has gone 18 and 41 in his major league career, 6 and 21 here at Angel Stadium. Working deeper into games will help him turn some of those into wins. Just like the Angels as a team, playing clean baseball will automatically turn losses into wins. No balls, 2 strikes on Whit Merrifield, getting his first opportunity in this series.
He's always been a contact hitter, a guy that hits the ball well to all fields. Really, really good base runner.
Some great years with the Kansas City Royals. He was kind of an underappreciated player because those were some rough years the Royals had after their World Series win in 2015, and they lost a lot of those players, and Merrifield ended up blossoming into a star there.
It took him a long time to make the major leagues.
That's why you look up now, and he hasn't been around that long, but he's an older player at this point. Merrifield is now 35 years old. Stays alive as he fouls that one off. It's always been tough to strike out. He actually was told in 2015 that he was getting called up to the majors. But then the Royals changed their minds and he actually was ready to quit. He was ready to go home after being that close to the call up and having it taken away. As he lines a base hit to right field. He stayed with it. He's had a good career for himself. He made some money too, and Merrifield with a 1-out base hit against Sandoval.
And a lot of his hits are that way. That's why I was surprised when you look up and you see where Rengifo was playing defensively, playing closer towards the bag, but he's always been a hitter to go the other way. That sinker was upstairs. It makes it a little easier to go the other way on it also.
With Turner DHing today, Edmundo Sosa is the shortstop, and he bats here. Real Muto at second base and Merrifield at first. Christian Pache is the center fielder, and he's on deck. Inside for ball one. Angels have turned a lot of double plays so far this year. Second most in the American League. They have turned 25 double plays. Sandoval with a ground ball here. Could get one and get out of the inning without the Phillies scoring.
It's one of those weird statistics too, Wayne, where yes, I mean they've worked on that turning double plays, but that also means you have a number of base runners. It's like in hockey, you lead the league in block shots. That means your opponent has the puck a lot. So it means there's some traffic on there, but still you'll be able to pick up your pitcher, be able to turn two.
Sandoval's allowed a couple of base runners in this inning. This is there to make it 2 balls 2 strikes on Edmundo Sosa. Once again another situation where that pitch count climbing early for Sandoval, who's thrown 40 pitches in an inning and a third.
So far today though he's been pretty solid for his first pitch strikes. He's faced 8 batters. 6 times he's thrown a first pitch strike. Something he has struggled with is about 54% first pitch strike coming into this game. He's got 4 strikeouts, so that's always going to bump up your pitch total. And a walk. We love that double play here with 1 pitch.
Sosa jammed as he fouls one off, and still battling with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes on Edmundo Sosa.
Nice job by a fan down there. Give a baseball to a young fan.
One off the plate. So 3-2. The number 9 batter Pache on deck.
Decent speed on there. You know, Merrifield can steal bases. Moto's got 1, but he caught twice.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Sandoval. He has 5 for his 5 outs so far today.
Solid curveball from Sandoval. So he's got a strikeout with his changeup. He's got one with a sweeper. He's got one with a curveball and a slider so far today. Painted a fastball too.
So 2 outs. Christian Pache is getting the start in center field. Both Brandon Marsh and Johan Rojas not in the lineup for the Phillies today. Good changeup there, and Pache lunging out at it.
22 career at bats against the Angels for Pache. 4 for 12. Playing for the A's for a while. who are winning again today, by the way.
Big green machine right now. The Oakland A's are playing well as they have hit a lot of home runs, and they've gotten a terrific relief pitching headlined by Mason Miller. Lucas Erceg has done very nicely.
By the way, his curveball, you got the strikeout, 64.5 inches as far as vertical drop. It's 3 inches better than his average, so much better downward break to his curveball.
He's really mixing his pitches up today. He's ahead of Christian Pache, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That is down and in for ball 2. See Sandoval mixing in the slider and the changeup mostly with his sinker and curveball and whatever else. I mean, it seems like he hasn't thrown the same pitch twice in a row yet. Trying to keep the hitters guessing, but now a full count. And Schwarber waits in the wings. Ball 4. So Pache works a walk here and loads the bases, and it gives Schwarber a massive hitter with a big shot here as Barry Enright comes to the mound. 2 singles and a walk, around 2 strikeouts, and Sandoval on the ropes a bit here as Schwarber will have a chance. 50 pitches for Sandoval already.
Especially for a bullpen that's really taxed too.
Even in this zone there, speaking of, Carson Fulmer getting up already.
Wow, that's early.
Well, I think the message there is that when things go south for Sandoval, they happen quickly, and they happen with runners in scoring position. Sandoval has gotten brutalized with men in scoring position so far this year. With the hitters that are due up in this spot, I think what you're seeing with Fulmer getting ready is just a reaction to that. This could turn into a big inning even with 2 outs based on Sandoval's track record so far this year. Opponents have hit .429 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. There's a strike to Schwarber, 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Continues to throw a first pitch strike too. It's huge because this is a very patient hitter too. A lot of power. We know there's a strikeout and some swing and misses, but he is a patient hitter, which is a tough one with the bases loaded.
1 ball and 1 strike. A ball, 1 strike on Schwarber. That's in there to make it 1-2 with the slider.
And we punch him out with a sweeper. First at bat.
Schwarber has not had a hit with the bases loaded yet this year. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in these spots. And Zach Neto behind Sandoval and behind the second base bag.
That's pretty close.
I mean, he is right in that pathway to where he could have a violation called against him. And he's been in that spot a bunch of times this year. Big pitch here. Schwarber takes ball 2. Sandoval was walking off the mound, but that pitch seemed inside.
Yeah, it's a little bit off the plate. Didn't go. Price did a nice job of presenting that, but it was off the inside corner.
Now 2 balls, 2 strikes on the very powerful Kyle Schwarber. Bases loaded in the second. And there's ball 3. No, Schwarber won't chase.
I mentioned that's the hardest guy to have at a plate here. Is a guy with a patient, selective eye. You have to get him out with something in the strike zone here.
Runners will get a head start on 3-2 to Kyle Schwarber. And it's grounded sharply up to Neto. Neto seemed to go the wrong way. It whizzes by him as 2-run score Real Muto and Merrifield. Well, Neto was positioned straight up the middle, and it looked to me like he took the wrong step in the opposite direction of where the ball was going.
Yeah, off the bat, you're thinking he's got this ball right at him. He went the other way. See, he's going in the direction. If he stays where he's at, he don't have to move, and it's right on him.
I don't know if Neto was in a position where he was shielded by Sandoval and didn't get a good look. But if he didn't move at all, it would have been right to him.
The only thing you were concerned about, if it would hit the base or not.
So the Phillies take a 2-0 lead as Schwarber drives in 2 runs. You see Neto positioned directly up the middle, and that's almost exactly where Schwarber hit it.
I mean, hit exactly where he was standing. Exactly where he was standing on that. And you wonder if he was able to see that because it was hit directly and hit hard right back by Sandoval, if he ever even saw it.
Turner swings over the changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's like, you know, we're in the hockey playoff season. It's like the goalie is screamed on that one.
Yeah, that could have been it. Sandoval put the base runners on, and now the ball that was hit sharply up the middle ends up squeaking through. Schwarber's running as Turner fouls one.
Yeah, that baseball was hit 108.4 off the bat. So you didn't have a lot of time to react if you don't see it right away.
Massive number of pitches in this inning. He has thrown 40 times here in the top of the second. 2 runs, 3 hits, a walk, and the Phillies lead. Nobody covering second base as Schwarber took off.
I'm taking the out there.
Yeah. I'm not sure why Rengifo didn't get over to the base. The runner on third. Pache has good speed.
But if you get it there quick enough and apply the tag, he doesn't score.
2-2. Turner fouls one back. Harper is on deck. You wonder how much longer the Angels would even let Sandoval go here. Even though Harper's a left-handed batter, Carson Fulmer is getting ready to go. Last time we saw Fulmer was on Saturday. He worked 3 1/3 innings behind Soriano. Turner pops it up. This should end the inning. Adele and Moniak are over. It's Mickey Moniak making the catch as the Phillies have the lead.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Time for a Hyundai Key for the game today. Going Hall & Oates today. I don't go for that. No can do. That means don't be chasing those secondary pitches off the plate. I can't go for that.
That's how I feel about the little rumble we just had in between innings here. Kevin Pillar leads
I can't go for that myself.
I thought somebody was vacuuming. I was like, what is this rumble?
And it wasn't the Royal Rumble either.
No, it sure wasn't. The fan can blame the earthquake on the fact that he just missed an easy foul ball off the bat of Pillar. There's a strike. I didn't know what was going on here. I thought somebody had a vacuum out. I'm like, what is happening here? We had a little mini earthquake, I suppose. The first one I've ever been in. Or what you people are doing out here.
It's a little shake, rattle, and roll.
I guess so. We've got some alleged reports that it was a 4.3. Is that high?
That's a pretty good size one there.
Really? I wonder where the center was. Pillar with the bouncer to third as Bohm stabs at it and gets it to first to retire Kevin Pillar. So here's our earthquake cam. We have an earthquake cam here, and you can see the little shaking of the camera. You know, everybody's just going about their business like normal. It really didn't feel like much here. So hopefully
did they have an earthquake back east this wintertime, I think?
Yeah, in New Jersey.
Yes.
It was the epicenter.
Yes.
Mickey Moniak at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, he's from the area. He's used to this stuff. Looks like they're calling it a 4.1 where the epicenter was in Corona.
Not all that far away.
Two balls, 2 strikes. My first earthquake, and I'm delivering the details like that's my
Thank you.
100.
I appreciate that.
Well, I didn't appreciate it. Three balls, 2 strikes. Now everybody's making fun of me on Twitter. Oh, there I go, opening my mouth. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Moniak lifts a fly ball toward the left field line. Well, let's see what Kyle Schwarber does with that. He makes the catch.
Alec Bohm goes, great play out there.
Well, you got to hold your breath. Schwarber's defense has always been called into question. He was a catcher in college at Indiana University. Cubs gave him some chances to catch early in his pro career, and then they said, well, hopefully that DH is coming to the National League real soon.
Yeah, when Bryce Harper was forced into the DH role a lot after coming back from his surgery on his elbow, he was out there in left field a lot. And there was some issues defensively for the Phillies, especially in the outfield.
Swing and a miss by Adrianza, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Schwarber did have to play a lot of left field. Got hurt playing left field in 2015 when he tore up his knee. Remember, in 2016 when he tore up his knee, and then did not return until the World Series. Somebody just sent me a picture of John Earthquake Tenta, so now I'm happy about that. The wrestler Earthquake. It was worth it. No balls, 2 strikes on Adrianza.
Wheeler with 42 pitches himself here in the 2nd inning. Dr. Sandoval is going to have some quick, clean innings to be able to get into the 5th and 6th inning. The amount of pitches he threw the first 2.
Here's a fly ball out toward right, hit pretty well by Adrianza. Castellanos near the wall, and it's gone. Home run. A-Ray Adrianza has his first homer as an Angel, and they're on the board against Zach Wheeler. It's 2-1.
Mentioned often, the Angels respond back after giving up some runs. Some carry here in an afternoon day. Day game carry. Adrianza going yard. Right center. Third home run. All 3 home runs against Wheeler this season have been against left-handed batters. Go back to what Eric was talking about with Ron Washington. Pros out there, Adrianza, Pilar.
The home run halo goes on the head of Adrianza. Was not even in the original lineup today. We found out Adrianza was playing about 6 minutes before we went on the air. Couldn't have found out much before that, but he was prepared anyway, and I think that's what Ron Washington is talking about. As Zach Neto lines one toward left, Schwarber will have to play it on a bounce. Neto heads for second base. Schwarber does have a good arm. Long throw, not in time.
Again, you want to be aggressive on that one, too, and get in the scoring position. Another extra base hit for Neto. We talked about in the open. He's been crushing the baseball. Speaking of crushing a baseball, that's a high 4-seam fastball above the strike zone. Brings his hands up. He's get some lift on that one. Got it out. Right center. Yes. Right back in the game, saying.
So Neto's at second base, the tying run. Wheeler's allowed 3 hits first time through the order. He only gave up a total of 2 in his last 2 starts, but Adrianza hitting that home run in his first at bat. It's exactly what Ron Washington means when he wants to fill up his bench with veteran players, guys who know how to take care of their business, get ready for a game. You know, the young guys playing every day, that's one thing, but when you're not playing that much, it's the older players that are just better able to handle this part-time role or the moment's notice to go into a game.
That's a great swing against a very good pitcher, too. By the way, another baseball hit at 100 miles an hour off the bat for Zach Neto.
So Neto in scoring position with Sandoval at the plate. Base hit could tie it up here. Bouncing ball to the right side. Harper backs up, leads Wheeler to the bag on a close play, but Sandoval's out. Angels are on the board. A-Ray Adrianza is first home run in an Angel uniform, taking Zach Wheeler deep to make it 2-1.
We're back.
Before getting on the field,
let me bring up a couple of numbers, too.
Teams get hot, teams get cold.
I check out off base.
This guy's stuff-wise, big-time stuff.
You had your pick.
Off Base, only on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Well, the veteran Adrianza, who made such a good impression over his time in Atlanta with Ron Washington, Got over to the Angels, had a nice spring, didn't make the team, but got an opportunity not too long after, and he cashed in on one today, hitting a homer off Zach Wheeler. Big swing from Harper, cutting through that pitch from Sandoval.
It's 10 straight first pitch strikes for Sandoval, yet he's got that high pitch total.
63 pitches in the first 2 innings, 2/3 of them in the second inning alone. Phillies put up 2 runs on 3 hits. Sandoval's had a lot of deep counts. He has struck out 5. He has walked 2. Harper loops one toward left center field. Moniak shoots over and in, calls off Pilar and makes the catch. And there's one away. I think the one thing the Angels would like to see, regardless of outcome, is for Sandoval to just battle through whatever's happening out there. Just give it your best shot and really kind of put together the type of outings that Tyler Anderson does, because Anderson's out there competing every pitch, every inning, and with whatever he's got, whatever's happening behind him, he's got that bulldog mentality.
And he's got, he's got a plan on every pitch he throws.
Line drive and a base hit for Alec Bohm gives him a 15-game hitting streak, as he's on with 1 out here in the 3rd. Join us at Angels Stadium on Friday, May 10th. Your Halos face the Kansas City Royals. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a clear backpack courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Visit angels.com/promotions for details. Next year when the Royals come to town, that they should do a Mark Gubicza dual bobblehead, a half Royal, half Angel bobblehead. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
I want you in the Royals, on the Royals half in uniform, but on the Angels half you should be in your broadcasting getup.
Yes,
that'd be really good.
Definitely.
That'd be an excellent look.
It'd be fantastic.
I would really like that. Muto cracks one foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Phillies catcher JT Realmuto.
Sandoval's had 3 double plays turned behind him this season. His 70th pitch coming up. That would be a perfect time to get a ground ball double play.
Realmuto hasn't hit into one yet this year.
So you're saying he's due?
Yeah. He's got pretty good speed for a catcher. He is always tracking as one of the fastest, if not the fastest catcher in the major leagues year to year. Even now at 33 years old, Realmuto is still a tremendous athlete. 3-time All-Star. He's won 3 Silver Sluggers and 2 Gold Gloves.
Speaking of catchers that can run a little bit, Dusty Wathan, third base coach for the Phillies. His dad, John Wathan, had the record for stolen bases as a catcher for a long time, if not still to this day.
Realmuto had 21 in 2022, which is his career high. Biggio in his time as a catcher got up there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jason Kendall is the all-time leader in steals by a catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's right in there. Strike 3 call to Realmuto.
Another call, 3rd strike on a changeup. Sandoval.
He's totally frozen.
It's real good feel on that one.
John Wathan had 36 in 1982 to set that record for catchers. John Stearns has the National League record at 25, which Realmuto got close to.
Carlin Fisk could steal a few bases too as a catcher. He used to have that walking lead. If you didn't pay attention to him, he was going.
Who's on this list is our buddy from Nokomis, Illinois, Ray Schulk. One of the 3 in the museum that honors the 3 Hall of Famers from Reed Detmer's hometown. Castellanos hooks one toward the left field line. That's a foul ball.
A couple of baseballs he's hooked just foul today. A curveball, he's out in front just enough to get him out early and pulled it foul.
.75 pitches. That's the number that the Angels will keep an eye on. Carson Fulmer had been up throwing in the 2nd inning, but he has since sat down.
Looks like he's moving around again, though.
Yeah, looks like he's just gotten up and headed back to the bullpen mound as the count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Castellanos. Swing and a miss. A good fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now you can throw a fastball to Castellanos, but you have to keep it down upstairs. That's right into his swing path.
Big home run last night for Castellanos, only his 2nd of the year. That's in there, strike 3 call. Sandoval racking up strikeouts, especially with that changeup as he ends the 3rd.
It takes about 200 steps to make a pair of Tecovas boots. But the steps that matter most are the ones you'll take in yours. With comfort for long days and style for big nights. Any place worth going to is worth going in good boots. So no matter where you're headed, don't go gently. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
The salty air, the golden light, reflections of who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. Luxury meets performance. Peter Malone.
So that's how they're so productive. They use Fiverr. Look how quickly they find freelancers. So simple.
Yeah, but why are they working in the dark?
Grow your business easily with freelancers. Fiverr.
Look at all those snacks. You must be a king.
I did just pay 60% less for my ticket with the Game Time app. It's the best place to get last-minute deals on tickets. I guess I'm just a better fan than you.
I gotta get the Game Time app.
Download the Game Time app to get great deals on last-minute tickets.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai by Jack in the Box. Spicy and classic popcorn chicken combos are back for $6.99. Get them sauced and loaded for just $1 more. Only at Jack in the Box. And by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Now it's my turn for what? The Angels playing a day game here. Which is nice. Kids get to get out of school. That's allowed, right? You just day baseball and you just go right, skip school that day.
Educational purposes, you're here at the ballpark.
Absolutely. I would agree with that.
You can learn about spin rate, exit velocity.
Yeah, there's all kinds of math here.
Yes.
You can learn about weather. We just had an earthquake here earlier today. Joe Adell leads off the bottom of the 3rd against Zach Wheeler. Wheeler struck him out the first time. Wheeler fanned 3 in the 1st and gave up a couple extra base hits in the 2nd, including a home run to A-Ray Adrianza.
Right-handed batter just 129 coming into the game with no home runs versus Wheeler. Not that lefties are crushing him either, but 203 with now 3 home runs.
Wheeler's always had that good hard slider. Makes it real tough on the right-handers with that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Adele. Just off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Throwing that slider with a little more depth now than he used to. You see Wheeler since 2021 has morphed into one of the best pitchers in the game.
Real smooth mechanics too on the mound. It's almost effortless.
Well, teammates with Jacob deGrom in New York, and you can certainly see the resemblance to deGrom in the mechanics. As Adele hits a weak ground ball to second base, Whit Merrifield throws him out.
There's that little movement in his front shoulder to keep himself balanced and keep that front shoulder locked in from not flying open. See that front shoulder, he stays in tucked really well and drives it towards his target at home. Shoulders are level in his delivery.
Wheeler got a contract extension. He is staying with the Phillies through 2027.
It's one of those good swings on the first pitch fastball. Foul it straight back. Taylor Ward did.
Aaron Nola is signed through 2030, and the two of them eat up a lot of innings. If you go back to the start of the 2020 season, well, Nola's first in the majors in innings pitched, and Wheeler is second. The Phillies have been able to ride these two. You can really count on them to put up 200 innings or more in a season, even with postseasons. Taylor Ward the other way has a base hit.
Another baseball hit on the ground against Wheeler. He's got, with all those strikeouts, you would think he'd be a strikeout fly ball pitcher, but he still gets a lot of ground balls. He's just under 52% this year ground ball rate. He's got 4 ground ball outs, and in that line drive going the other way on the ground gets by Merrifield for a base hit.
So man on against Wheeler brings up Rengifo at a base hit in the first inning. Rengifo with his homer last night, his 3rd against the Phillies. He has hit more against them than any other National League team.
I think when you're facing a guy like Wheeler, sometimes you got to be creative, sometimes put a hit and run on to be able to give yourself a chance to score some runs.
Line past Harper, foul down the line.
He's allowed 3 stolen bases. 1 base stealer has been caught. Throughout his career, he's got 3 pickoffs and allowed 55 stolen bases.
Angels have had men on base in each inning against Wheeler. Rengifo slaps one foul. He knocked one the other way for a base hit his first time.
When you see a hitter covering that much to the outside part of the play, that makes you feel that he's going to try a break a ball down and in to see if Rengifo can get the barrel on it. Back out over the plate, he had another good swing at it.
Two balls, 2 strikes now on Rengifo. Matt Thaiss on deck. Another left-handed option in there for the Angels today, with Thaiss catching instead of O'Hoppe. There's ball 3. You know, for all the pitches Sandoval has thrown, well, Wheeler hasn't been terribly efficient either. He's thrown 64 in 2 2/3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits.
You feel there's a good opportunity to get to that bullpen again for the Phillies today.
Wheeler not near his best stuff so far. Runner going as Rengifo lines one foul.
I'm watching a lot of trust that Rengifo's going to make contact. He's been on a good streak as far as making contact on a 3-2 count with 1 out.
Throw to first as Taylor Ward dives back. Wheeler keeping an eye on the base runner. Likely will be taking off on a 3-2 pitch. 3 strikeouts here in the early going for Wheeler. Another throw, this time closer as Ward dives back.
Bryce Harper well off the bag there. That's where he takes all the pick-all throws. Not a lot of experience this last year playing first base. Has been really, really solid this year. But depth perception as a pitcher, you feel it's not much of a lead, even if you do get a big lead because he's well off the bag.
Ball 4 to Rengifo. And the first walk issued by Zach Wheeler today. And another example that Wheeler is just not at true form so far in this one.
It's been a real good series between the Phillies and the Angels so far.
The Angels have gone toe-to-toe.
Yep.
Rallied for the win Monday. Philadelphia did yesterday. Games have been close, as this one is as well. In the 3rd inning here of this rubber game. Matt Thaiss struck out his first time. He takes ball 1 from Wheeler. Wheeler's fighting it today.
Pretty much been at least 6 innings pitched other than 1 game this year every time out.
Couldn't hold up there last year for Wheeler. If you count his playoff innings, ended up right around 220 innings for the year. Led the National League throwing 213 in 2021. Ice couldn't connect on that fastball at 95.
And you got to shorten up your swing now. You're trying to make some contact. Hopefully hack on that one, the 1-1 pitch. After chasing a curveball out of the strike zone.
It's pinpointed on the outside corner for strike 3. So Thaiss is the 2nd out of the inning. Wheeler's fan 4. He's gotten Thaiss twice. Strikeout on the fastball. Well, for Zach Wheeler, I think that's even more impressive than Lance Lynn, because Lynn basically only throws fastballs. And Wheeler will get his punch outs with good old number 1 in a way that few others can.
Some pretty amazing numbers, though, when you put in perspective how the fastball usage has been down quite a bit for the last number of years, yet still able to get all those punch outs with his fastball.
Kevin Pillar bounced out his first time. Making his Angels debut today out of Chaminade Prep. West Hills native. He played college ball at Cal State Dominguez Hills. That's where he had that 54-game hitting streak, which set a Division II record. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I wonder if he and Taylor Ward will have some time to talk about both having to overcome some serious injuries on a pitch that hit them in their faces.
I remember I got a chance to talk to Kevin about that. He wanted to reach out, and I think he did touch base with Taylor Ward about that after being hit by the pitch.
Pillar pops it up. Whit Merrifield playing second base, fights the sun a bit, but makes the catch.
How you get healthcare matters. That's why millions of guys trust Hims. For mental health, ED, and hair loss, Hims can help. Through a free online intake at hims.com, you can hear back from a licensed provider in hours instead of waiting weeks. Plus, through the app, you can control your shipping, access curated content, and message your care team at any time. Premium care, ultimate value. Find your doctor-trusted treatment 100% online. Get started today at hims.com.
With Home Chef, home cooking is so simple. You go from step 1 to done without the stress. Our all-in-one meal kits give you everything you need to make dinner deliciously easy. Each meal is delivered with already pre-portioned fresh ingredients and easy-to-follow instructions, which makes home cooking a breeze. Just quickly prep, cook, and enjoy. Delicious meets simple. Get 18 free meals plus free shipping today at homechef.com.
When it comes to tickets, pick TickPick. You're picking the best prices guaranteed, with no hidden fees ever. Pick from thousands of live events. No hidden fees, more savings. Download the TickPick app.
Finished my chores. Ready for my allowance.
Greenlight is way better than how I got paid for chores.
Mowing all those lawns really paid off.
That was not radical.
Bring your family into the financial future.
Sandoval has had his changeup really working today. Not one, not two, but 3 strikeouts looking on his changeup. First time in his career for Sandoval. 7 total punch-outs in the game. 3 with his changeup, 1 with his curve, 1 four-seamer, sweeper, and slider. He's got punch-outs on all his pitches. That's our StatCast video powered by Google Cloud. It's another changeup there. No, it's a curveball. It's 73-mile-an-hour curveball.
He's thrown a little bit of everything today. Sandoval has 7 strikeouts, a high pitch count into the 4th inning. Now 1 ball, 1 strike on Whit Merrifield. Realistically, if these innings look like this inning looks like the other 3, this will probably be the last inning for Sandoval if he gets his pitch count up to 100 or so. Could use some efficiency here as he tosses in a strike to Merrifield. Season high in pitches, 101 in 5 innings against the Rays on April 9th. He's thrown 80 in 3+ innings so far today. Merrifield singled and scored his first time. Weaves and misses for strike 3.
Another good curveball. So he threw a 72-mile-an-hour curveball, then a 76-mile-an-hour curveball to get a strikeout against a guy that doesn't strike out a whole lot. Merrifield.
So 1 away. That is the 8th strikeout for Sandoval, a new season high. His career high coming in July of 2021. He had 13 in a game at Target Field. There's a strike to Edmundo Sosa, who was also struck out today.
He's definitely got the memo as far as first pitch strikes. 17 batters faced, 14 first pitch strikes.
It's a big step in the right direction as he makes Sosa dance out of the way. And ultimately, it's the consistency that the Angels are looking for, not only from Sandoval, but team-wide. These flashes that we see of good play or great defense or great pitching, big hitting. Ground ball. There's a nice play by Adrianza with a backhand and a perfect throw for the out.
He has a great arm, no matter where you put him defensively. Under control, gets up, showing the range. Middle infielder by trade, and then a strong throw across the diamond to get the out. That's what you want to see too for Sandoval, getting those defensive plays behind you and quick outs. Going back to those first pitch strikes for Sandoval, as you see Adrianza making that play. Let's think about getting out with 2 pitches. You don't have to go thinking strikeout. That should have been another first pitch strike.
Pache taking ball 1 from Sandoval, who's retired 4 in a row. It's played by Adrianza for the 2nd out of the inning. Fly ball to right field. That moves Adele over, and this was a much more efficient inning from Patrick Sandoval. 1, 2, 3 in the 4th.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players.
You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar. Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
We're back
before getting on the field?
Let me bring up a couple of numbers, too.
Teams get hot, teams get cold.
I check out off base.
This guy's stuff-wise, big-time stuff.
You had your pick.
Off Base, only on MLB Network.
Celebrate Mother's Day at the Big A Sunday, May 12th. The Angels take on the Royals. First 25,000 fans will receive a Mother's Day clear tote bag courtesy of Nitto Tire. Visit angels.com/promotions for details. Mickey Moniak begins the bottom of the 4th inning against Zach Wheeler. Moniak fly to left his first time as he takes ball 1. Ron Washington, speaking about Moniak before the game today, says he likes to see Mickey spraying the ball around. Moniak showed some power last year at 14 home runs, but ultimately Wash feels like Moniak's best offense will come from hitting the ball to all fields.
Yeah, he's not a home run hitter per se. He's more of a line drive hitter that lifted some baseballs last year.
Moniak flying out to left field his first time today. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good battle here for Moniak, trying to get that leadoff runner on.
This is what Ron Washington wanted to see from his team. Just drive up Wheeler's pitch count, even if you're not going to score a lot of runs against him. The quicker you can get him out of the game, the more you'll see out of a Phillies bullpen that's been a lot easier to hit than Wheeler has. And the Angels have done that, and he specifically mentioned just get a lot of foul balls against him, whatever it takes to make Zach Wheeler work hard, and that's exactly what the Angels have done.
Good long at bat here from Moniak. A lot of foul balls.
Well, there have been 20 foul balls against Wheeler in this game. There's a line drive out toward left field. Schwarber backs up, gets in position, and makes the catch 1 away. No issues so far for Schwarber in the outfield. There's a future big league outfielder right there.
Well, every time he catches the ball out there, he gives him a little standing ovation there.
Adrianza takes a strike as he hit a home run off of Wheeler his last time up. Here's another foul ball against Zach Wheeler. The Angels are doing whatever they can to just, at the very least, get into this Phillies bullpen earlier than usual. Wheeler, 3 1/3 innings, has thrown 84 pitches.
Wind is really blowing out the right field too. So get another baseball up in the air if you're Adrianza, you tie it up.
This is Wheeler's 7th start. He's gone at least 6 in 5 of his first 6. He gets a strikeout on Adrianza with a cutter over the outside edge. 5 strikeouts for Wheeler.
It's a tough pitch to do anything with as a hitter because of the cutter, so he brings it back, gets the outside corner, if even touches the corner. So you're giving up on it. You think that's off the plate.
Two outs, and Neto, the batter, he had a double in the left field corner his first time.
Well, the baseball hit at 100 miles an hour. Neto.
You have to be impressed with the way the Angels offense has worked Wheeler today. Even with just a run on the board in 3 2/3 innings on 4 hits, just the way that they've been able to battle has been impressive against a great pitcher. Neto with a pop-up as Merrifield again tries to shield his eyes from the sun and makes the catch. This inning ends 1-2-3.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Time now for our T-Mobile coverage cam. You've heard of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. How about Brotherhood of the Traveling Trout t-shirt? Look at that, which made its way through the Angels clubhouse this morning and onto the field for early work with Zach Neto. Now, to my understanding, Mickey Moniak had the t-shirt first. Then it made its way onto the field with Tim Buss, the creator of the Homer Halo, and then Zach Neto wore it out on the field for early work earlier today. I believe that was a picture of Trout from 2013 on the t-shirt, so who knows if it's coming with them on the road, but pretty cool to see them showing support to their leader who's not on the field with them right now.
I got to believe that is definitely going to make it on the plane ride to Cleveland. It is the heart of rock and roll, too.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's got to be there.
Well, you're going to go check out some guitars tomorrow.
Yes.
The Angels have an off day in Cleveland. They'll have their weekend series against the Guardians before 3 games in Pittsburgh next week. Schwarber with a 2-run base hit. As he takes ball 2, a play that seemed to have fooled Zach Neto off the bat. If he just never really saw it, but Neto didn't have to move at all on a ground ball. It was hit up the middle and he moved to his left, which caused him to miss the play.
I guarantee when we talk to him after the game, he's going to say he didn't see that screen line. That was hit well, 108 miles an hour off the bat, and he was almost directly behind Sandoval. It's a bright afternoon too. The baseball off the bat that quickly, and you don't see it right away. He just reacted.
That's how the Phillies got their 2 runs, as there's strike 3 called. Well, Sandoval has racked up the strikeouts, a lot of them looking. That is 9 in the game and 5 backward Ks.
And this time it's a sinker. Schwarber didn't like that call. Sandoval got the benefit of that one.
So one away. Here's Trey Turner, 0 for 2 as he takes ball 1. Sandoval's never had a game where he has struck out 5 hitters looking until today. Season high for the year right now at 9, and his career high 13. Probably won't be around long enough to get there, but impressive effort against this good Phillies lineup. He struck out Trey Turner in the first inning. That one falls for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
93 pitches, 58 of them strikes. A few changeups. He kind of rushed on his delivery on that one. He saw a little frustration from Sandoval on that one. He didn't stay back a little longer on the pitching rubber like he has been with his changeup all day.
Balls, 2 strikes on Trey Turner. Looped over first. Sandoval backing up, makes the running catch.
Take a look at our Carl's Cam replay, how similar the stance and swing has been since back in his day, back in 2010. Junior college and what it is today, where he has that load on the back foot and the torque he creates 14 years later. Similar swing. Similar to how he catches that baseball out in front, but I love that back leg, the load in that front foot. Everything is almost exactly the same.
That kid back then was already making a lot of noise, even playing high school ball. Bryce Harper was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a teenager before being drafted in 2010 as the #1 overall pick by the Washington Nationals.
Easy. You usually think of guys making adjustments in their swing from the amateur level to the professional level, but it's almost exactly the same. You think of Cal Ripken Jr., how many different stances, how many different swings he had almost at bat to at bat.
1 ball, 1 strike on Harper. Think about the baseball LeBron, like he was thought to be back then, and sort of similarly to LeBron, he's lived up to the hype. Bryce Harper has maybe even gone beyond what the hype alluded that he would. 2-time MVP. He's been a great player for over a decade now at the major league level. And there was a frenzy about Bryce Harper back when he was a high school baseball player in a way that is very rare in the history of the game. You can probably count on one hand how many baseball players have had that kind of attention in high school the way that Harper did.
It's a big pitch here now for Sandoval against Harper. 3-2 might be his last batter. 101 pitches. I'll tell you, his spin rate on his breaking balls today have been off the charts all game long for Sandoval. He needs to get one more perfect snap on one of his breaking balls here.
And there it is to strike out Harper to win the inning. The 10th strikeout for Patrick Sandoval. Harper doesn't like the call. Sandoval ends the inning. He has retired 8 straight. Bryce Harper frozen to end the 5th.
There's an easier way. From repairs and cleaning to remodeling and more, Thumbtack makes it easy to care for your home. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him.
He's ready to go. He's aggressive. Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
the ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
It is here, ladies and gentlemen. The boys of summer are back.
Baseball is just seconds away. And a high fly ball to deep right field.
Ron Washington gives the big hug to Patrick Sandoval, who really battled today. Sandoval cracks one toward the right field wall. That's a base hit. Bouncing all the way to the wall for 2 bases. We'll see if Sandoval thinks about 3. He looked up at Eric Young, who throws up the stop sign. And Nolan Sandoval will take a leadoff double here in the 5th.
First double of the year from Sandoval. That's a big swing, big time swing, get into scoring position right away. That's a good decision by Eric Young Sr. As much as you want to be aggressive, you don't want to make that first out at third. You're in scoring position now for Joe Adell, who's hit the ball very, very hard this season for the Halos. And in an RBI situation, coming into game .614 slugging percentage.
So the leadoff man in scoring position. Joe Adell takes strike 1. Kia player profile as Adell the ball off the sweet spot pretty often this year.
Doubled up from last year.
Ball in the dirt, taking off for third. Sandoval makes it easily. A wild pitch, and now the tying run 90 feet away.
Northfield looking in and wonder if they'll bring the infield in, and it looks like they may bring the infield in here. He's halfway in.
Adell 0 for 2, grounded out his last time. Takes upstairs 2 balls and 1 strike. The Angels had Adam Simber up in the bullpen last half inning, but looks like somebody else throwing now. Sandoval's over 100 pitches. It's Hunter Strickland. Adell lost his helmet as he swings through that.
Strong as Joe Adell is, this contact made with the infield in, your chance of getting that baseball through the infield increases with the infield in, and that power he has is starting to make some big contact now with 2 strikes.
Wheeler, a strikeout pitcher, just 5 today. Ball was hung
up
was the one
right,
eyes.
That was right there to do some damage. You will always, as a hitter, you will get 1 pitch at least in an at-bat to hit. That's from the words from late great Don Drysdale. The hitter will get at least 1 pitch to hit during an at-bat.
Check swing, strike 3, and Wheeler gets the strikeout he was looking for. 1 away here in the 5th.
Hold up, definitely went on that breaking ball, curve ball.
Sandoval leading off with a double, first Angel to reach base to start an inning today. Took third on a wild pitch. He's still at third with 1 out. There's Taylor Ward, who leads the team in RBIs. Line drive, foul.
I like being aggressive, especially on the first pitch.
Matt Strom, the left-hander, warming up in the Phillies bullpen. As Wheeler nears 100 pitches, Sandoval has thrown 102 in his 5 innings. He's likely done with Strickland warming up in the Angels bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ward. In the grand scheme of 1 entire game, the game kind of takes on a life of its own. And when you look at the score right now, the Angels behind. A chance here to at least tie it. As Ward takes strike 2, but in the long vision of this game, Sandoval being able to get through 5 innings after throwing so many pitches in the first 2 was a big deal to the Angels, as much so as it's been to get Wheeler to this pitch count at 4 1/3 innings today. And it shapes up well for the Angels over 9 innings to have gotten Sandoval through 5 and to get Wheeler to a point where he might not even make it through 5.
I believe Ward's going to get a breaking ball right here. You got to make some contact, get it through the infield.
2-2. And a foul. A 100th pitch of the day from Wheeler is yet another foul ball. It's been a remarkable number of fouls from the Angels in this game. Nearly a quarter of the pitches that Wheeler has thrown. That one's in the dirt, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Ifo on deck. He's been one of the hottest hitters for the team lately. Phillies have their infield in, trying to cut off the tying run. It's 3-2. Ward lines it right to Alec Bohm. 2 outs.
Got it towards the end of the bat on a splitter. Not squared up at all now towards the end of the bat, though.
It's up to Rengifo with 2 outs. Wheeler had a man on third to start the inning, basically after a double and a wild pitch. Joe Adell struck out in a big spot. Ward lining out softly to Bohm. Rengifo has a base hit and a walk today. Rengifo been swinging the bat really well. He's worked a lot on bunting too, and Harper is way back at first. You're really confident about your bunting skills. You could drag one for a base hit here. Tapper foul. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And Ron Washington's been saying they're just looking for that big clutch hit. This would be that moment here for Rengifo, especially after man on third, no outs, not home yet to tie the game up at the very least.
Hit hard, but right at the second baseman Merrifield. Angels squander a chance to tie it up.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together. Together. Together.
Together.
Performance.
He is locked in.
Passion.
There's nobody more important than him.
Teamwork.
Working together is key.
Get inside the game with MLB Tonight.
Blanco does it. Throws a no-hitter.
Bringing you breakdowns, highlights, and live look-ins to the big moments as they happen.
But that was the MVP of the game right there.
MLB Tonight. Inside the game all season long.
Boom! And how fun is this show?
Only on MLB Network.
Christopher Russo is the Mad Dog.
Things are shaping up as far as 2024 is concerned.
And the only thing he loves more than baseball is talking about it.
It's a fun time of the year.
Watch High Heat on MLB Network.
Take a look at our Arco top tier plays. Patrick Sandoval with 6 strikeouts looking today, the most by Halo pitcher since C.J. Wilson had 7 back on April 13, 2014. Sandoval had all 4 pitches working today. You can mix in that sweeper in there, go along with a slider, changeup, curveball, 10 punch out, 6 looking today.
It's the 4th 10 strikeout game of his career as Hunter Strickland takes over here in the 6th inning. Sandoval allowing just 2 runs on 4 hits. A well-pitched performance by Sandoval, especially shaking off the first 2 innings where he had a high pitch count, threw over 40 pitches in the 2nd inning alone. There's a strike to Alec Bohm leading off here in the 6th inning. Angels have played the Phillies tight here over this series. They've split the first 2 games, and it's a close one here in game 3. Bohm drives one toward right center. It's pretty deep. Moniak is back near the wall, makes the catch right in front of the wall. One out here in the 6th. Well, Bryce Harper made the last out in the 5th inning, so round 2 might have to wait for another day as Hunter Strickland back in 2017 put one on Harper's hip and then laid one right on his face too.
And that was some serious shots thrown there.
He was looking for more too. Well,
like the OK Corral.
Well, Strickland told you yesterday he wants to inflict the pain.
Yes, if he wasn't playing professional baseball, he said he'd play professional football.
When you asked offense or defense, he was just sickened by your question. Defense, of course.
It's his 20th game versus the Phillies.
I saw them a lot when he was with Washington. Strickland's been on a lot of teams, was at the Mets for a little while too. Let's see if Sandoval has a play here, reaching, and he does not. Timeout for a quick word from Kia. In there, strike 3 call. Well, following in Sandoval's footsteps, Strickland gets a strikeout looking.
Yeah, another good slider thrown by Hunter Strickland.
Strickland was with the Nationals in 2019. That was 1 year after having the closer's role for a minute in San Francisco. His last year at the Giants, 2018. He had 14 saves and he was their closer until he punched a wall and broke his hand.
How's the wall doing? Wall must have got knocked down.
I'm sure they needed to call the construction company.
It's amazing how many call third strikes today. You think, okay, a day game, maybe it's usually you think of hitters seeing the baseball better in the day, but I've seen as many call third strikes in a long time.
Both of these teams will make their way east afterward. The Phillies go home to play the Giants, and the Angels will be in Cleveland starting Friday night. The ball's 2 strikes on Castellanos, who has struck out looking twice in this game. Fouls this one off.
Didn't quite get that slider where he wants to. I think now you go right back to the slider, make a quick adjustment off the outside corner, get a chase.
Strickland in his 11th game for the Angels. He's done a nice job. Castellanos got a piece of that. Strickland was all but retired after some time in AAA for the Reds last year and went home, started coaching. felt the itch to come back and had a very good spring for the Angels. Kind of like Adrianza in the sense that he made a good impression but didn't make the team initially.
I had a chance to see him and his family, his 3 little girls in Cincinnati. So happy to see them. That's a great pitch. Ooh.
Didn't get the call on Castellanos. Strickland was drafted back in 2007 by the Boston Red Sox out of Pike County High School in Georgia. Castellanos fouls that one back.
He had another good swing in a fastball upstairs. Basically, I'm saying, Wayne, that throw a slider down and away.
Okay. Let's see if Hunter Strickland is simpatico with you on that. Castellanos laid off. That one not tantalizing enough. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strickland was a world champion twice in his career. One with the Nationals in 2019, though he didn't pitch in that World Series. He did pitch for the Giants in the 2014 World Series. Oh, hell. Well played umpire who's been raising the right hand all day, Chad Whitson. He looked like he was thinking about it there, but Castellanos gets the call in his favor. Three balls, 2 strikes, and Theis wants a word with Strickland.
I think that was because he was getting close. Pitch timer there.
Well, just say that. What's all the other words he's saying to him?
Says, you know what? That was a pretty good pitch. Let's try to throw a better one right now. I'm right with you. I thought it was close. It was a little off the plate. Close enough that it oohs and ahs in the stands. He'll get a chase down a slider away.
3-2. There's the slider and the swing for strike 3. You were all over it.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. It's a good one. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
This is our fan of the game here today at Angel Stadium. As he grabbed a foul ball earlier in the day and made this kid's day, flipping it to him. But wait, there's more.
Wait.
Did it again.
That's awesome. Maybe 2 youngsters' day getting a foul ball at the ballpark today.
He is today's baseball fan of the day. The fella sitting on the first base side here at Angel Stadium. Yesterday, it was the Diamondbacks beekeeper that made national headlines. Matt Hilton cleared all the bees away so the Diamondbacks could play the Dodgers last night after a nearly 2-hour delay. And then he acted like Wade Boggs after that World Series, where Wade went around and greeted everybody after the Yankees won the World Series.
Threw out the first pitch too.
And he did so very theatrically. Was wearing the beekeeper hat or mask or whatever it is, and he just released it from his face and took a bow before the crowd at Chase Field last night. I feel like Matt Hilton was maybe a drama major before he turned to beekeeping.
Did the Diamondbacks walk it off too?
They did. Christian Walker hit his first career walk-off home run. Dice hits a one-hopper to Bohm at third. This was last night in Arizona. There he is, Matt Hilton. He was at his son's Little League game. He was called away. Look at it. He's getting the crowd into it. Look at this. He tosses the bee hat off and throws out the first pitch. I mean, that was a grand performance by the bee maestro, Matt Hilton.
It's got to be on one of the late night talk shows, right? Jimmy Kimmel or something?
Well, Topps put out a baseball card for him. He was a hero last night. Matt Hilton, the bee man. Kevin Pillar, the batter here, 0 for 2 today.
He's got 9 career home runs against the Phillies.
It's just off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
A lot of speed too if he get on base.
He's taking pretty good care of himself. 35 years old now, Pillar. It's a big years offensively. When he was with the Toronto Blue Jays, I mean, he could rob home runs, hit home runs, doubles, stolen bases in his career. Pops this one up as Harper tries to make a play in foul ground, overran it. Harper ends up having a seat. And because it's Bryce Harper, the crowd shouts at him.
He's worked his way back in there. He tried to see where the railing was by the dugout.
Well, it is not often when Bryce Harper embarrasses himself in any way, shape, or form on a baseball field. He'll have to wear that one after overrunning a foul pop-up. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kevin Pillar. And swings through the fastball for strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down for Strom here in the 6th, and now Moniak is 2 up.
Still has a pretty good fastball, Strom. 92-96. He got that fastball by Pillar. That was a 93. He'll throw a curveball, slider, changeup.
It was 2016 when the Phillies made Moniak the #1 overall pick of that draft. Joining Pat Burrell as the only #1 picks in Phillies history. Pat Burrell has resurfaced on the Giants coaching staff. We'll see them in about a month. No balls, 2 strikes. Moniak turned down UCLA to end up starting his pro career after being drafted #1 overall. Baseball America High School Player of the Year. As he takes strike 3 called. Matt Strom, a 1-2-3 inning.
It is here, ladies and gentlemen. The boys of summer are back.
Baseball is just seconds away.
And a high fly ball to deep right field.
There's something to talk about 24/7. How did that one feel?
Showtime.
Want to elevate
elevate game night? Turn on MLB Big Inning, a revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every game live and commercial-free.
There it is! A 40-70 season!
Find MLB Big Inning on the MLB.tv home screen. Then watch baseball's mega stars in the moments that matter most. It's a whole new ballgame when the action comes to you. Game over! MLB Big Inning, live every game night on MLB.tv.
We're back!
Before getting on the field,
Let me bring up a couple of numbers, too.
Teams get hot, teams get cold.
I check out off base.
This guy, stuff-wise, big-time stuff.
You had your pick.
Off Base, only on MLB Network.
Angels Baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Spectrum. Get Spectrum Internet, mobile, and TV. Visit Spectrum.com for details. All the runs in this game came in the second inning. 2 for the Phillies, 1 for the Angels. And now in the 7th, where Amir Garrett pitches for the second straight day.
Saw him earlier coming outside, and Ron Washington said, "How you feeling?" He goes, "I'm ready to go today." And here he is back out again.
I know Simber is available. Matt Moore's pitched each of the last 2 days. So has Estevez. So Ron Washington might have to get a little creative here as we get near the end of this one. Hunter Strickland, a perfect 6th inning with a couple of strikeouts. Phillies have struck out 12 times today. Angel pitchers have retired 11 straight. Garrett missing with ball 2 to Whit Merrifield. This is where you need strikes from Amir Garrett facing the bottom of the order. It's 3 balls, no strikes on Merrifield.
Not the take sign more likely here.
Assuming you had the take sign as he lays off a pitch in the dirt. So 4-pitch walk starts it off. As we take a trip just down the highway to San Diego, where Manny Machado thought he had a home run, but Stuart Fairchild said, "No, you don't." That is a great catch by Fairchild to rob Machado of a homer.
He's way over the wall on that one.
Ron Washington is coming to the mound, and this means it's time for a pep talk. And he has cleared away anyone else. We haven't even seen this style of pep talk. Normally the catcher is out there. This is one-on-one with Wash and Amir Garrett.
Tell him how important it is for him to go out there and attack the strike zone and trust his stuff. Get back in that dugout. It's just a 1-run deficit.
Hardly ever see the manager just isolate the pitcher on the mound and exclude the catcher and anybody else on the infield. So Ron Washington said what he needed to say. Now Garrett fires in a strike.
It works so far.
Works every time.
Yes.
60% of the time it works every time. There's strike 2. And strike 3 called.
Wow,
so
that's
Garrett.
Good little conversation with Ron Washington.
So we'll see Ron Washington go to the mound here, and he didn't want anyone else joining him. He wanted to just talk to Garrett straight up. Everybody else was headed to the mound.
They did all this stretching.
Right, which that's the normal occurrence, and Wash said, "Get out of the way."
He paints the outside corner 95.
I mean, he threw 3 strikes. Just
yep.
Ran off Edmundo Sosa the way that Wash ran off the rest of the infield.
And that was a strike.
Runner took off, and Garrett never saw him. He does deliver a strike, but Merrifield gets to second base without any contest.
Yeah, he was working on the timing on that. There's two. I wonder if they might have been teammates with KC.
They might have missed each other. Garrett was there the last 2 years. Maybe in 22. Merrifield was still there.
The reason why I said it, a lot of times as a middle infielder, you're seeing that. I wonder what the look over there.
In the first half of 22, Merrifield was still in Kansas City. So they were teammates for a few months. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Pache, who has walked and flied out. Beautiful day here at Angel Stadium. The Halos trying to win this series. It's been a while since they have won one. They haven't won one in this ballpark yet this season. In the dirt to Pache, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Meanwhile, Major League Baseball putting out some attendance numbers today, and the average attendance through the end of April, nearly 27,000, the best figure baseball has seen through April in 7 years.
Great to see that last year, the same thing. Another punch out for Garrett.
Pache strikes out. Garrett has retired back-to-back hitters after the leadoff walk.
Slider at 85.
Brings up Schwarber. He faced Garrett yesterday. Struck out against him in the top of the 9th inning. The home plate umpire makes sure Garrett and Schwarber are making eye contact before the pitch comes. Merrifield at second base. Amir Garrett trying to keep this a 1-run game. Look toward Merrifield at second.
You don't have to be as weary about the runner at second base now with 2 outs. Focus on a guy with a lot of power at the plate.
Hit hard. Rengifo has a kick off him. Merrifield around third. Rengifo throws home, and it is in time.
That's a great tag.
Merrifield called out to end the inning.
They're going to look at it for sure on that one. If he got that tag in there, Garrett's not going off there. I guess it's going to be all right. They're fine with the tag. What a great tag by Theis.
He definitely got him, and he just hung on. The ball almost slipped out of the mitt, but Matt Theis hangs on for the 3rd out.
Yo, you think Dallas' Power 4 gonna drop 30 tomorrow?
Boy, you tripping.
Did you see his mom made a post about going to the game?
What? Hold up. His mama gonna be there?
He's been averaging like 34 points a game when she's there.
At least 40 when she be on that Jumbotron.
He don't like to let his mama down.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. By honoring your sacred vocation, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Look at all those snacks.
I did just pay 60% less for my ticket with the Game Time app. It's the best place to get last-minute deals on tickets. I guess I'm just a better fan than you.
I gotta get the Game Time app.
Download the Game Time app and use promo code VIVA to get $20 off your first purchase.
With Merrifield thrown out at home to end the top of the 7th inning, and a ball that was rocketed by Schwarber and ran up on Rengifo. It stayed close to him. He was able to track it down quickly and get it to the plate, where Matt Thaiss made a great tag to get the out on Merrifield to win the inning.
I think that's still the right decision by Merrifield to try to score on that one too. But it was you mentioned that one. That was a great tag, catch and then quick tag from Matt Thaiss.
Good one-hop throw to the plate too from Rengifo. That was right there. Strike to Adrianza, as the only Angels run today homered from Zach Wheeler in the second. It's still just 2-1 now in the 7th inning, and Orion Kerkering throwing for the Phillies here in the 7th. 2 balls 2 strikes on Adrianza. Brandon Drury was in the original lineup, scratched due to a migraine, and Adrianza was inserted. He's made his presence felt with his home run.
Kerkering throws a lot of sweepers. Still has a good fastball. He can get it up there. 94, 99, but high percentage of pitches are this sweeper.
Swing and a miss there for strike 3.
But this is a quick rocket towards Rengifo, close enough to him from the outfield grass. One-hop throw, but how quick that tag was by Thaiss. Planted, one-hop throw, and the quick tag gets him just before he's able to get the hand on the plate. That was textbook. How quick it was to be able to get there, be able to apply the tag, giving him a path to the plate, and still getting the out.
Showed the umpire the ball just before it fell out of his mitt. 2 balls, no strikes on Zach Neto. Good play by Matt Thaiss. The Angels get through that inning. Balls, 1 strike on Neto.
Pitch right in your zone right now. Don't help him out. Look for a spot. Get the barrel on it. Trying to help him out on that pitch a little bit off the plate, especially with Zach's speed. A walk could be a double.
Pops it up toward the right field line. Castellanos in position. And 2 up, 2 down. So the Angels have not had a hit since Shonawell's leadoff double in the 5th. It'll be Shonawell batting after we drive with Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
Shonawell 1 for 3 at his 10-game hitting streak come to an end yesterday. Start a new one today after his double in the 5th inning. He was stranded at 3rd though. He was there with nobody out. Joe Adell struck out. Taylor Ward lined out softly to 3rd, and Rengifo lined out to 2nd. Zach Wheeler maintained the Philly lead in that inning. And stayed 2-1. Shonawell backs away there. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Angels in Cleveland on Friday night. They'll have Jose Soriano against Tanner Bybee. 4 o'clock Pacific time start Friday.
Remember, Bybee went to the same high school as Patrick Sandoval.
Yeah, they had a great battle last year in Cleveland. Bybee and Sandoval did. Saturday it'll be Reed Detmers against Ben Lively, and Sunday afternoon Griffin Canning against veteran Carlos Carrasco is back with Cleveland. Guardians are playing great.
Even without Shane Bieber.
Ball 4, so Sandoval draws a walk. The Angels have their first base runner since Sandoval in the 5th.
And you bring up a guy that can all of a sudden give you the lead here with one swing of the bat, Joe Adell. Let's hope to get one of those sweepers out over the plate. See how far he can hit the right center.
Phillies bullpen has had its issues, but Kerkering so far has not given up a run in 6 innings. Touches the outside corner there with a strike. Kerkering originally was from Huntington Beach. Went to high school in Florida and attended the University of South Florida.
Ooh, that's that hanging sweeper there, right down the heart of the plate.
Kerkering had a great year in the minors last year and then helped the Phillies last October at the big league level. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Joe Adell. It's on the outside corner at 98 to end the inning.
How you get healthcare matters. That's why millions of guys trust Hims. For mental health, ED, and hair loss, Hims can help. Through a free online intake at hims.com, you can hear back from a licensed provider in hours instead of waiting weeks. Plus, through the app, you can control your shipping, access curated content, and message your care team at any time. Premium care, ultimate value. Find your doctor-trusted treatment 100% online. Get started today at hims.com.
When it comes to tickets, pick TickPick. You're picking the best prices guaranteed, with no hidden fees ever. Pick from thousands of live events. No hidden fees, more savings. Download the TickPick app.
Are you going higher or lower? With Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game, that's the only choice you have to make. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the best way to put more sweat in watching your favorite team. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
I was paying for my ex's wine club membership for months before I caught it. After we broke up, I forgot all about it, but my credit card did not. That's why I downloaded Rocket Money, an app that shows you all your subscriptions in one place, and any you don't want, you cancel right in the app. Raise a glass to smarter spending and download Rocket Money today.
Baseball and Bally Sports brought to you by Jack in the Box. Spicy and classic popcorn chicken combos are back for $6.99. Get them sauced and loaded for just $1 more. Only at Jack in the Box. And by California Community Colleges. Enroll today at ICanGoToCollege.com. Adam Simber, the new pitcher, gets a swing and a miss from Trey Turner, leading off here in the 8th. Simber, outside of really one poor outing, has done a very good job for the Angels. As Turner beats one into the ground foul. It's 0-2.
A lot of emotions every time he takes the mound for the Angels.
For someone who describes himself as a quiet guy, Simber shows a different side of himself on the mound. Swing and a miss. He really lulled Turner to sleep with that slow slider.
The 15th strikeout of the game for Angels pitching against the Phillies. That ties the season high for the Phillies. Already a season high as far as call third strikes.
10 strikeouts from Sandoval, 2 from Strickland, 2 from Garrett. Now Simber strikes out the first batter he faces, which brings up Harper. Phillies have 2 runs on 5 hits. Angels have 1 run on 5 hits. Angels lost an opportunity in the bottom of the 5th after a leadoff double to bring home a run. It's been a tightly played series between these two teams. And ball, one strike on Bryce Harper. Three balls and a strike. Sandoval started, struck out 10, allowed 2 runs, 4 hits. He and Zach Wheeler both had their pitch counts around 100 through 5 innings today. Swing and a miss by Harper. The Angels just kind of nipped away at Wheeler's pitch count, fouling a bunch of pitches off. Sandoval used over 40 pitches to get through the 2nd inning. He was pretty efficient in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Simber's come back to a full count. And Harper lines a base hit. One out, Harper's on. Join us at Angel Stadium May 9th for New Era 5950 Day as we celebrate the iconic 5950 cap. New Era cap, the official on-field cap of Major League Baseball and your Los Angeles Angels.
Bohm for 2 in his career versus Simber.
Ball 1 to Bohm. Simber gets a lot of ground balls. I mentioned the Angels have turned 25 double plays. Well, Simber out of the bullpen has induced 3 of them, tied for the 2nd most on the team. Bohm with a long fly ball to straightaway center field, backs up Moniak near the wall, makes the catch. And Harper returns to first. 2 outs as Bohm gave it a ride.
Well, he's hit everything hard this season. Kept it in the yard. Nice play by Moniak at center.
Bohm with a 15-game hitting streak. He had an 8-game extra base hit streak entering this series, so maybe a win in and of itself that Bohm has not had an extra base hit in these 3 games. Here's Real Muto. Ball 1. Real Muto singled and scored in the 2nd. The 2 runs for the Phillies on a sort of wacky play on a ball that Kyle Schwarber hit hard on the ground. Zach Neto took a wrong step. Real Muto and Merrifield scored on a base hit.
Good hit towards the back of the mound too. Sometimes you'll get a redirect on that one too, but it felt like it went straight back up the middle, right where Zach Neto was originally playing, but it was hit extremely hard at 108 off the bat. Schwarber.
That's how the Phillies got their 2 runs. The Angels got theirs on a home run by Adrianza. There's strike 3 called. Another strikeout looking for the Angels, who have struck out 16 Phillies in this game.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses, and only online. But people liked them a lot. So we offered more things, like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
Want to elevate game night? Turn on MLB Big Inning, a revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every game live and commercial-free.
There it is! A '70 season.
Find MLB Big Inning on the MLB.tv home screen. Then watch baseball's mega stars in the moments that matter most. It's a whole new ball game when the action comes to you.
Game over.
MLB Big Inning, live every game night on MLB.tv.
We're back.
Before getting on the field,
Let me bring up a couple of numbers, too.
Teams get hot, teams get cold.
I check out off base.
This guy's stuff-wise, big-time stuff.
You had your pick.
Off Base, only on MLB Network.
Well, it's time for Wayne's Way Back Wednesday, don't you know? And we take you to Art Fowler, who pitched for the Angels in their first 4 years. Actually, in 1964, he was not only the American League's oldest player, he was also the Angels pitching coach. He was a player coach that year in 1964. He has the distinction of having the earliest birth date of any Angel player. He was born July 3rd, 1922. So he is the oldest person that ever appeared in a game for the Angels, and he appeared in many games as a pitcher for them in the early 1960s.
Wow, it's the way back stuff on that one, Wayne.
It's the wayest back.
That is the way she can go.
Yeah, and you see him there. He's wearing a Denver Bears uniform. Well, that's where he pitched after he was with the Angels. And in the minor leagues, he eventually hooked up with Billy Martin, and he became Billy Martin's pitching coach everywhere they went, including all those times managing the Yankees. Well, Art Fowler was the pitching coach. Ground ball from Taylor Ward, base hit, leadoff man on here in the bottom of the eighth.
Second hit of the day for Taylor Ward. Stayed on that one well. Sinker at 96 from Alvarado.
So the Angels have the tying run on to start the eighth against Alvarado, who's been wild, who's been hit around a little bit, despite the high velocity coming from his left arm.
Hoppy on deck.
Swing and a miss by Rengifo, who's batting right-handed here. He's walked and singled. He has power from both sides. And a big home run left-handed in the game yesterday. And Logan O'Hoppe is on deck. Late break, Ward takes off for second, and the throw gets him. Taylor Ward had either a late break or was a delayed steal. Either way, as he took off, JT Realmuto had a good chance to throw him out.
He won the ball in the dirt.
Well, it really just looked like he didn't get a very good jump. So the Angels run into an out after getting their leadoff man on here in the bottom of the eighth. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rengifo.
Judging from that conversation here with Ray Montgomery, I don't know if there was a sign for that one to go, or if he was just thinking he was reading Alvarado well going on first movement, but he didn't even go first movement. He was delayed on it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels have stolen a lot of bases to begin the year, 31 entering today. Been one of the most aggressive and successful base stealing teams in the American League. Angels tied for second in the league in team steals, and Rengifo tied for the American League lead in individual steals. He's on with 1 out, a base hit to left.
So 2 base hits, almost the exact same spot.
Now Logan O'Hoppe will pinch hit for Matt Thaiss after we hear from Jack in the Box.
My $6.99 popcorn chicken combos are back. They've returned. They're here. I think you get the point.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
With the left-hander Alvarado on the mound. It's O'Hoppe that gets called off the bench to bat in place of the left-handed hitting Theis. Turn this game around with one swing. Couple of homers early for O'Hoppe. Remember, he had 9 in the month of September last year.
Schwarber playing extremely deep in left field. Shea playing very shallow in center.
Pache does not play a very deep center field at all. There's Luis Garcia. He's getting ready to pitch the top of the 9th. He'll be out there, looks like, either way, whether the Angels score or not. Only down by 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on O'Hoppe. Renifo 9 for 9 in stolen base tries. Might be a little less likely to go after Taylor Ward's already been thrown out trying to steal in this inning. It's a liner to left. Schwarber comes in to make the catch into a slide. Hard hit ball. Schwarber was able to size it up quickly and make the play. 2 outs. And Schwarber's been fine in left field today.
You see how deep he is playing. He's able to come in on this baseball pretty effectively. Ball was hit hard by O'Hoppe. Matter of fact, 111.5 off the bat. Now, if he has a launch angle now, that's long gone.
No question. Now
This
2 outs.
16-degree launch angle on that kept it in the yard.
There's Pilar, who hit well against left-handed pitching last year. Alvarado burns in a strike. Pilar was with the White Sox in the early part of this season, but got let go. Did not swing the bat much or very well with them. He's 0 for 3 in his Angels debut today. Harper chases after this, but it's out of play, and it's quickly 0-2 on Pilar. Angels have only had 2 wins on this long homestand. They took 1 against Baltimore. They were swept by Minnesota. Won the opener of this series against the Phillies. Lost a tough one last night, and they've been locked in a close game today. Ball 1 to Pilar. And Renifo with good speed at first. Schwarber again is extremely deep in left.
He's almost on the warning track.
Pilar can find a gap when Renifo should be able to come all the way around.
Especially if you get one in the left center field.
And Schwarber deep and Pache over toward right and fairly shallow. There's a big gap in left center. Castellanos pretty shallow in right field. Ball 2 to Pilar. It's Moniak due up next, but Cole Tucker is in the on deck circle. Check swing and a foul from Pilar.
He's trying to keep that line moving here. Give Tucker a chance to swing the bat too. He's been very, very effective swinging the bat. He's put that Angels uniform on. Even in AAA, he hit the ball well over 300.
It's hit well, but into the corner, foul. Tapper, if it stays fair, it's a base hit. Alvarado grabbed it in fair territory. That ball might have bounced foul.
It had
It's
a
a
chance
base
of
hit.
going foul. Pilar will take it. First hit is an Angel.
Now will be Tucker batting for Moniak with 2 on.
Yeah, that's got a great chance of going foul.
Now Caleb Cotham goes to the mound. So Alvarado gloving that ball in fair ground. Gives the Angels a chance with the tying and go-ahead runs now on base, and Tucker batting for Moniak from the right side. Gear up for the beach Tuesday, May 14th. The Angels will play the St. Louis Cardinals, and the first 25,000 fans will receive a City Connect cooler backpack courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info. The Angels should be fully loaded up with their City Connect uniforms by then. Expecting to have those ready for the next homestand, which will include 4 games with Kansas City and 3 with St. Louis. All Missouri homestand next. And the Angels return home from Pittsburgh. Here's Tucker. He's had base hits in each of his first 2 games with the Angels. He's had a stolen base in each of his first 2 games with the team. Only Ricky Henderson had done that before as an Angel back in 1997. And Ricky could still run despite being close to 40 at that point.
Yep.
Ifo at good speed, the tying run at second base. As Tucker looks at a strike. Actually, today is the anniversary for Ricky Henderson breaking Lou Brock's all-time stolen base record. And Ricky soon after declared himself the greatest.
Oh, he was.
Swing and a miss by Tucker. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the pitch before, the 1-0 pitch, was off the plate, called a strike, so you end up swinging at that one at the same exact plane because that pitch before was called a strike.
Fly ball, right center field, shallow. Castellanos coming in a long way, makes the running catch. Angels get 3 hits in the 8th, but no runs.
Christopher Russo is the Mad Dog.
Things are shaping up as far as 2024 is concerned.
And the only thing he loves more than baseball is talking about it.
It's a fun time of the year.
Watch High Heat on MLB Network.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
Can this guy do
One of the best all-around players.
You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar. Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive. But here's a secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh, hi. We're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
An Angels Live postgame show presented by OC Navigator is next, as the Angels will attempt a late comeback. They saw the Phillies score in the 9th inning yesterday for a win. The Angels had a 7th inning rally to take the lead on Monday. So the games have been decided late so far in this series, and Luis Garcia's job is to keep it a 1-run game into the bottom of the 9th. Cole Tucker now in the game in left field as Kevin Pillar moves over to center field. Castellanos has struck out 3 times today, twice looking. There have been 9 strikeouts looking by Phillies batters today. 16 total and 9 looking.
That's the most by the Phillies in the StatCast era.
Our data tracking on that only goes back as far as 2009. And this is the second most strikeouts looking in a game for the Angels since then. The Angels had a game in 2009 where they had 10 strikeouts looking against the Red Sox. 9 is a boatload, and Castellanos has had 2 of them. Real Muto's had 3. Logan O'Hoppe is in behind the plate as well after pinch hitting for Theis in the bottom of the 8th. Swing and a tip into the glove of O'Hoppe for strike 3. The 17th strikeout by an Angels pitcher today, and Castellanos 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs.
Sinker, hard sinker from Garcia. 97.
So 1 out. Now Whit Merrifield, the batter. He scored back in the 2nd inning. All the runs in this game were in the 2nd. 2 for the Phillies, 1 for the Angels, bringing us to this 2-1 score. Starters are in line for the decisions today. For Sandoval, it would be a tough luck loss. He would drop to 1-5 this year. Wheeler would be 3-3 despite his sub-2 ERA. He's under 500 so far. Pompey just entering the game and already feeling the effects of a foul ball.
Catching position so difficult.
It's a fun job back there. Phillies have Gregory Soto warming up, so he's evidently going to be the closer du jour for Rob Thompson, using a closer by committee. Base hit down the line for Whit Merrifield. That goes for extra bases. 3rd time he's been on base today, and it's a 1-out double.
He's been a doubles machine throughout his career. You really got to pay attention to him at second base now. There are your looks. He's had 43 doubles, 41 doubles, 42 doubles throughout his career. Total of 248. I guarantee that's the conversation. Is Verrier look back to second base? Maybe even put a pickoff play on.
Well, Merrifield has led the American League in steals a couple of times in his career. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Angels at MLBshop.com. So 1 out here in the 9th inning. Angels try to keep this a tight game. It's 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th. The Angels will have Adrianza, Neto, and Shonowell due up. Joe Adell and Taylor Ward if there's some traffic. Swing and a miss as Sosa really expanded his zone there. The Phillies have struck out 17 times today. Put together only 2 runs on 7 hits, but it's enough for the lead. Garcia looking back at second base with Merrifield dancing around. Good job by O'Hoppe.
Wow, it's a great stop there. It was all the hands with his mitt, be able to keep that in front. That was well out in front of the plate. Spins his slider, so it's going to have a different spin when it hits the dirt as compared to a fastball. This used that to be able to block it.
1 ball, 1 strike on Sosa. On to third. Adrianza to a slide to scoop it. Long throw. And Sandoval holds the bag for the out. Another good play at third by A-Ray Adrianza. 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Adrianza just gets rid of the baseball quickly too on the transfer. That's a tough little hop. Long throw. Just enough on it to get him. Looks like Marsh is going to pinch hit here.
Christian Pache due up, and Brandon Marsh gets a nice hand. Marsh, the former Angel, bats for Pache here in the top of the 9th. 2 outs. It's Merrifield at second base after his double. Strike to Marsh. 97 on the gun from Garcia. Marsh must have just freshly wetted his head for this pinch hit plate appearance here. All the way to the backstop, and over to third goes Merrifield on a wild pitch.
It is a big run to prevent from scoring here now for Garcia and the Angels. Splitter in the dirt, stayed low and got underneath the glove of Logan O'Hoppe. Tried to shift his body over, still got underneath the glove.
Ball and a strike on Marsh. Good pitch there with the splitter. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Quick adjustment on it. And then Estevez got him on a high fastball. Sinker's part of his game, so he might go right back to the split.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big out for Garcia. He holds the Phillies where they are. The Angels will try to come back in the bottom of the 9th.
We're back.
Before getting on the field,
Let me bring up a couple of numbers, too.
Teams get hot, teams get cold.
I check out off base.
This guy, stuff-wise, big-time stuff.
You had your pick.
Off Base, only on MLB Network.
Want to elevate game night? Turn on MLB Big Inning, a revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every game live and commercial-free.
There it is! A 40-70 season!
Find MLB Big Inning on the MLB.tv home screen. Then watch baseball's mega stars in the moments that matter most. It's a whole new ballgame when the action comes to you.
Game over!
MLB Big Inning, live every game night on MLB.tv.
Adrianza with a home run off Zach Wheeler in the bottom of the 2nd. That's the only run so far for the Angels. That made it 2-1 and is still 2-1 as we get into the bottom of the 9th inning. Someone else might need to wear that home run halo for a win. For Adrianza, his first homer in the big leagues since 2021. He is our Toyota player of the game. Brandon Marsh stays in to play center field. New pitcher for the Phillies looking for a save is Gregory Soto.
One of those power left-handed arms out of the bullpen for the Phillies. 96 to 101. Slider changeup can be very wild.
He sure can. ERA above 7. He's been an all-star in his career with the Detroit Tigers. He's pitched in a lot of games. As he misses with ball 1 to Adrianza. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 to tie, 2 to win. Angels head to Cleveland right after the game. They have struck out 18 Phillies in this one. ties a major league high for the season. Phillies have only won a couple games in their franchise history in which they have struck out 18 times. Of course, they've been recent. And strikeouts have ballooned over the last decade or so. Ground ball right at the second baseman Merrifield, and a quick out for Soto.
Going back to Hyundai Key for the game today. I can't go for that no can do. It's got to bring it in the strike zone against Soto. Make him beat you in zone. Once that pitch is in the strike zone, go all over it. Don't help him out, chase it.
The Angels, meanwhile, have never lost a 9-inning game in which they have struck out 18 opposing hitters. And the rally here late to avoid this one being the first, as Soto misses with ball one. Zach Neto batting here in the bottom of the ninth. And there's a strike. Line toward left center field. That's a base hit. Schwarber gets to it. Neto a big turnaround first. Puts on the brakes, and the tying run is on. A one-out single here in the bottom of the ninth. 2 hits today for Neto.
Another good swing. Just like that. Tying run on base. Schwarber did a nice job of cutting that one off.
He's been totally adequate out there in left field today. Here's Sandoval against the lefty Soto, taking ball one. This is where you start thinking about Soto's wildness. 6 walks in 8 2/3 innings. Also given up 11 hits and 7 runs. Sandoval's been on base twice. He doubled earlier. Ground ball, base hit past Harper. Neto's on his way toward third. He'll make it easily. And the Angels have something brewing. Runners on the corners. Only 1 out.
2-hit afternoon for Nolan Sandoval, too, against the lefty. Got a sinker in, brought his hands in, and gets it by Harper. Good base running, though, by Neto. Go first to third easily.
Harper holding the runner, opened up that right side. Now Ron Washington is making his way toward Joe Adell.
Well, it works on the pitchers. Try it on the hitters.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Adell struck out earlier in a big spot. He has struck out 3 times today.
I want to know why and how he's able to talk to Joe Adell. Watching Rob Thompson's going to do it.
Now the umpires will talk about it too. Rob Thompson, the Phillies manager. Doug Eddings is the crew chief, the third base umpire. Chad Whitson at home plate. And told Rob Thompson to scram. Angels are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. Just 1 hit would tie it up at least.
Infield in.
Well, Adell pretty quick, so a double play ball not likely. Tie run at third, winning run at first. Strike 1 to Adell, 98 from Soto.
A lot of room on that right side of the infield, too. A lot of power to right center for Joe Adell.
That's low. The Angels have had 5 hits in the last 2 innings. They have yet to get a run. They have 10 hits total in the game. And their only run scored on a solo homer. Adell can change that with the tying run at third.
Isn't fully committed to going after that slider well out of the strike zone. A little aggressive, chasing that one.
Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels just need any old kind of hit to tie it up. One in the gap could win it, although Sandoval with just average speed. And Adell strikes out. 4th time he has struck out today, and there's 2 away.
After slider down late. He was anticipating a slider down. You can tell by that swing.
Neto singled with 1 out, so did Sandoval. They're at the corners, and now at 2 away, it's up to Taylor Ward, who has 2 hits of his own today. Muto smothers that. 1 ball, no strikes on Ward. The Angels now 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position today. It's something that has bit them throughout different points in this season.
Their RBI leader at the plate now, though. A couple hits in the game for Taylor Ward.
That's ball 2. Well, Taylor Ward has hit 400 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. He is 4 for 10 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. He's been their best hitter in these moments. 2 balls, 1 strike on Ward. Rengifo would bat next if Ward can keep this game going. The tying run is at third. The winning run is at first. It's the bottom of the 9th. A 1-run game at Angel Stadium. Ward, it's a fly ball to left field. Pretty deep. Schwarber there in front of the wall. Makes the catch. And that ends it. The Angels go 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, and they lose a narrow game 2-1 against the Phillies.
Well, you had your chances, back-to-back innings, and unable to get the run home. Well pitched game by the Halos. Actually, both teams today just missed that one. That might be in jeopardy in Philly if he hit that one, that's for sure.
Well, the Angels will head to Cleveland, and we'll be back to wrap this up in a moment.
It's love at first bite with Haagen-Dazs. White chocolate raspberry bar. That's
There's an easier way. From fixing your cabinets to cleaning your countertops, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank! One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Angels lose a tight one, 2-1 against the Phillies. Taylor Ward's flyout would have been a homer in 20 ballparks, but not this one as the Angels drop the finale against the Phillies. We'll be back Friday in Cleveland as the Angels will be facing the Guardians this weekend. Angels Live presented by Nissan will start at 3:30 on Friday. Stay tuned. Angels Live postgame is next, presented by OC Healthcare Agency with Ken French and Bobby Valentine. For Gooby and Erica, I'm Wayne Randazzo. We say goodnight from the Big A.
Thinking I should bring back my one.
Before getting on the field,
Let me bring up a couple of numbers, too.
Teams get hot, teams get cold.
I check out off base.
This guy, stuff-wise, big-time stuff.
You had your pick.
Off Base, only on MLB Network.
There's an easier way. From painting and cleaning to repairs and more. Taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players.
You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar. Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Another frustrating loss from the Big A. Angels trying to take the series with the Phillies, but unfortunately they come up just short. As you welcome to Angels Live, presented by OC Navigator. Gorgeous afternoon for baseball, gorgeous afternoon for the beach. Maybe that's where we're going afterwards. But right now, we're going to talk about the Angels and a 2-1 loss. Welcome back inside of the Big A. Ken French and Bobby Valentine for the third straight game. Call it a well-played game from the Angels. Unfortunately, they come up just short, again, to a very good team in Philadelphia.
Exactly, French. And, you know, you have to watch what you wish for. Ron Washington wished that the team could play consistent ball. They played very good, consistent baseball. Last 3 games had a spectacular game today where the guy that you wanted to be the ace matched the ace on the other team by striking out 10 in 5 innings. Yes, Patrick Sandoval did a great job of keeping his team in the game. Gave up 2 runs on a real fluke play, a broken about base hit that started the inning, Frenchie, and a couple walks, and then a 2-out. What happened there? 2-out RBI, 2 RBI by Swarberg. So it was a really good game, but not a good enough game.
We'll talk about Sandoval in a moment. As you mentioned, he had a gutty performance here today. 43 pitches in the second inning alone, but he'd get through 5. Speaking of the second inning, that's where things got rolling for the Phillies. Check this out. This is what we're talking about here.
Great pitch off the end of the bat, bloop into the outfield for a base hit, Frenchie.
Yes, and then Whit Merrifield, a 1-out single, and here you go. You've got first and second with Christian Paches coming up.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, a fastball up and away, good hitter, do what he needs to do.
Here it is.
Here's that ball. I don't understand. Now, that ball hit something and went the other way. I thought first that Zach Neto was cheating in his positioning and trying to cheat over on the other side of the bag. But no, he broke as that ball was hit off the bat, and it took a left turn, and he was caught standing without the ball. 2-run score.
You know, and I agree with what you're saying there. It was tough to figure it out. That was he breaking? He did get shielded by Sandoval, but it really turned out that it was a hard hit on the mound, and that did change direction.
Yeah, it changed without a doubt, and I don't know if I've ever seen that, really. I've seen it off the side of the mound where it will take a ricochet, but that ball kind of went over the mound. It might have hit the little rubber behind the mound that you clean your spikes off with. So it might have gone over the mound, and as it was coming down, what does it hit? Nothing. But right there, it took a left-hand turn. That ball was going over the mound, which would have gone over the base at second base, but the ball was nowhere near going over the base at second base. It's right over the middle of the mound, but then it's over on the side of second base.
And that proved to be the difference in this ball game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Neto positioned perfectly. That ball would have gone right to him if he didn't move. But again, it looked like it did take a turn, threw Neto off, and as a result, 2 runs would score. And at the time, it'd be 2-0. Go to the bottom of the inning. Angels would start to chip their way and see if they can get back in this ball game. Eric Adrianza, by the way, he was a late addition, Bobby, because of a migraine headache to Brandon Drury. He comes in and hits his first homer as an Angel.
First homer as an Angel. We're number 13, French. I just want to make it back. I was the first Angel ever to wear 13. I hope he has better luck than I did.
Yes, that's very true. And so far, so good for Adrianza. So 2-1, that would be the score as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Angels trying to make a comeback here and take the series. Let's take you to the bottom of the 9th. Zach Neto, 1-out hit. Neto doing what he does best. Then Nolan Sandoval would come up, Bobby. He already had a hit on the day. He'd get another one. First and third.
Hard fastball inside that he pulls in the hole. Zach Neto knows that the ball was behind him when he took his break, so getting to third was easy. And then a 98-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone with 2 strikes. Strikes out Joe Adell. Looked like he was trying to go to right. And then Frenchie.
Come on. Get out of here.
Yes. Yes.
No.
That's just how close all 3 of these games were.
The tying and winning runs were on the base pass. Taylor Ward, I was told that ball would have left the ballpark in 20 ballparks, but not this one. As you mentioned, that's exactly how this series with Philly would go. Let's get to Patrick Sandoval on the hill, taking on the ace, and Zach Wheeler on the other side. And we didn't know if he would make it through the 2nd inning. Let's take a look at what he did. 5 innings of 2-run baseball through 5, as he would throw 102 pitches on the day, 10 Ks. He had to work for this one, though, tonight, Bobby.
Yeah, 10 Ks in 5 innings, and the bullpen was up at the beginning of the 3rd, and he pitched extremely well. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Gave his team a chance, there's no doubt about that. But more importantly, went up against a really tough lineup against Zach Wheeler, many people think is the best pitcher in the game, and matched him pitch for pitch and inning for inning. Pretty good job.
43 pitches, as I mentioned, the 2nd inning. That would be 63 through 2. Boy, did he battle to get through 5.
Yeah, they thought one more hitter in the 2nd inning, he would have been gone. He threw 43 pitches, as Frenchie said, but he got the pop up by Trey Turner, got out of the inning, and then gave 3 more innings.
All right,
good job.
Let's step aside here on Angels Live, coming at you from inside the Big A on a matinee day here with the Halos, trying to get it done, but they could not. They fall just short, and boy, did they fall short. Taylor Ward almost got it done.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him. We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank! One of the coolest sports moments ever.
It is here, ladies and gentlemen. The boys of summer are back.
Baseball is just seconds away. And a high fly ball to deep right field.
Zone alert.
Angels Live Postgame presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Tough one for the Halos. Coming up just short. I mean, just feet short of taking this one. Taylor Ward, a bomb to left field. It didn't get out. Angels lose it 2-1. Here's Ron Washington. We'll hear from him just momentarily as we come on camera. And here we are.
On camera. We're not really on the camera. We're kind of in front of the camera, and we're doing the show from the seats. We're on the seats.
We are on the seats. You know, the Angels, though, had their opportunities 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. You got to give credit where credit's due to the Phillies. They did what they had to do. Zach Wheeler did what he had to do in his 5 innings.
Yeah, offensively, the Angels did put the pressure the entire time. Zach Wheeler made a lot of good pitches and not throwing the heat the whole game. He was only throwing 95, 96 miles an hour, but throwing a lot of breaking balls. This one spins out of the zone. You'll see the fastball, when he threw it, was located perfectly either on the black away like that or up in the zone. He was a very good pitcher today, not a thrower, and that's why he is who he is.
Yeah, give credit to the Angel hitters, though. 106 pitches for Zach Wheeler through 5 innings. They were making him work out there. Were able to get him out of the game and get to that bullpen. Let's get to Ron Washington. He's standing by with the media.
Watch, I'll start with Sandy. Had the high pitch count early, but settled in nicely. Arguably his best outing of the season.
I would say so. I mean, it wasn't like he was missing with pitches early in the game. They did a good job of fighting with him. To be honest with you, I didn't think he was going to make it through the 2nd. But he turned out to get all the way to the 5th. So, no, that was an outstanding job. Again, we had some opportunities to put some more runs on the board, and we got to learn how to do those. We had third base, guy on 1st and 3rd with less than 2 outs, couldn't put the ball in play, struck out. You know, there in the 8th inning, we had an opportunity. There in the 9th inning, we had an opportunity. And we just got to learn how to touch the ball and put it in play and keep things working that way until our offense started clicking.
Was that part of your conversation when you pulled Adele aside, just trying to put some...
Well, I was trying to get Joe attention even before that bat ended with the guy prior to him. And I just wanted to let him know, all you got to do is hit the ball in the big part of the field. Just stay in the big part of the field and let your hands work. That's all. I don't want him to try to be no hero. But if you happen to catch it, you catch it. But in that situation, this is what you should be doing in this situation.
On the Ward stolen base, what was the call there? I mean, what did you kind of see on that?
There was a mix-up on signs.
What was it intended?
Nothing was intended.
Oh.
He missed the sign.
What did you see on the play on the ground ball in the middle that Neto couldn't quite handle?
I don't know. It looked like it hit something on the mound because Neto that ball don't get by him. In other words, and the ball ended up going to his back. So when the ball was hit, he took off and ended up behind him. Must have hit something on the mound.
There were Rengifo hit a line out and Ohapi hit a line out, and then obviously that last ball that Ward hit too. I mean, is that kind of frustrating when the balls you did hit well?
Well, I don't get frustrated, you know, because when you're frustrated, you only focus on what's making you mad or making you upset. We had opportunities, and if we keep playing baseball the way we played the last 3 days against Philadelphia, we're going to do some good things going forward. We played some good baseball these 3 days. Just come out on the end of them, the wrong end of them.
What would you think of the play with the throw from Rengifo and the quick tag?
Oh, that was a big play right there. You know, he knocked it down. He didn't knock it down and didn't get frustrated, like you just said. He didn't get frustrated. You know, he stayed with the ball, and he ended up getting us that out at home plate, and that kept us in the ball game. I mean, it was a good ball game. We went out there today to start. We had one of the best pitchers in baseball out there, and we battled him. And we kept putting ourselves in position to do something good. It just didn't happen.
All right, you know, Ron talked about Luis Rengifo. We're going to get the defensive play in a moment, but he was 2 for 3 here this afternoon. He has got a 6-game hitting streak. He has now reached base in 10 straight. Good on Luis. So he was supposed to play third. Of course, Drury goes down with a migraine. Adrianza goes to third. Luis Rengifo goes to second. So when you move around the diamond, the ball has a tendency to find you, right, Bobby?
And good things happen. You know, a home run out of third baseman and a nice defensive play by Louis as this ball is just a bullet off the dirt in the infield. He didn't give up on it. He kept his composure, and with his strong arm threw a one-hopper to Matty Theis, who got the ball in the webbing, made the tag, and almost dropped the ball, you might say here, but he held on and showed it to the umpire. Yeah, I made that put out. Nice assist, Louis.
Big play as that kept it a 2-1 game and give the Angels a chance to come back. Unfortunately, they couldn't. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position here this afternoon. 11 men left on base. As we take one more time out on the program, when we do come back, we're going to get some reaction from Patrick Sandoval, who gutted out 5 innings. And look.
There's an easier way. From painting and cleaning to repairs and more. Taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network. Performance.
He is locked in.
Passion.
There's nobody more important than him.
Teamwork.
Working together is key.
Get inside the game with MLB Tonight.
Blanco does it. Throws a no-hitter.
Bringing you breakdowns, highlights, and live look-ins to the big moments as they happen.
But that was the MVP of the game right there.
MLB Tonight. Inside the game all season long.
Boom! How fun is this show?
Only on MLB Network.
Classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Angels Live postgame presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. As the Angels could not get the series win, they dropped the third and final game by a final of 2-1. Patrick Sandoval gutted out 5 innings of 2-run baseball right now. He's standing by with Erica.
Sandy, was this the best outing you feel of the season so far?
Yeah, minus that second inning. I feel like I had my best stuff of the whole year, so yeah.
Almost 50 pitches or so through 2 innings, and then you were able to get through 5. What changed?
I don't know, just a lot of, I feel like, long at-bats in that second inning, foul balls. Guys are fighting pitches off, and then, you know, couldn't seal the deal with some of those guys, and they made me pay for it.
Obviously, you talked about Sam. How much of a change in mentality kind of helped you at all in this outing?
Yeah, helped a lot. You know, just like I said earlier, just trying to get back to who I am as a pitcher, and you know, not let any outside influences, you know, dictate how I pitch or how I go out on the mound.
Is this going really heavy with slider and changeup? Is that the way you're going to be, or is that just more for these 2 matchups?
I guess we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that the same for using all 4 pitches? I mean, haven't really seen you do that much this year.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at my best when I'm using any pitch in any count, and you know, not shying away from using whatever I want.
What did you see on that play at the grounder up the middle? Did it take like they hit the mound or something? Weird spin?
Yeah, I think it hit the mound and kind of just kicked weird. Yeah.
Sandy had 10 Ks on the afternoon. Angel pitching had 18. As Ron Washington was talking about, you know what? You keep playing this way, this type of baseball, the wins will come.
Well, there is a mentality that needs to be observed right now. One is, oh, the season's over mentality because the month of baseball has been played. Or during this month and these last 2 days in particular, things have improved. Small successes have been achieved. And if you could build on the small successes and you believe throughout this long season, this whole thing can turn around.
Angels hitting the road. They are going to Cleveland, taking on the Guardians. And Jose Ramirez and Jose Soriano will take the ball in game number 1.
Yeah, a good team in Cleveland playing a good month of baseball. And, yeah, that Martinez guy is tough from both sides of the plate.
All right. Well, Bobby, it's been a pleasure. Angels only picking up 2 wins on this 9-game homestand, hoping to turn things around as they hit the road to Cleveland and to Pittsburgh. They do get a day off tomorrow. The team, though, is traveling this evening, and they don't have a lot to, it shouldn't hang their head, let's put it that way, because they played some good baseball against a very good baseball team. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it done here today. Could not get the series win despite Patrick Sandoval getting through 5 innings. Angels coming up with some big defensive plays. But the final at the end of the day, 2-1 Phillies. Next time you'll see us, 3:30 p.m. with Angels Live on Friday.